Is this thing on?
Are you ready, Matt?
You're listening to Box Office Bingers
with Matt Diaz and Ernesto Santos.
Good evening, folks. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you.
We know each other. He's a friend from work.
Box Office Bingers.
And the only way that I know how to do it is to find you a bloody good devil.
He's my friend. I don't have friends. I got family.
I can do this all day.
You know, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Box Office Bingers. Ernesto, we got a full this is a full week, not full week, full episode.
Oh yeah,
we got a full episode here.
Oh yeah,
like we
got a lot going on.
We got the full gambit. We got tons of stuff to talk about this week. So tell the lovely listeners what they can look forward to on this week's episode.
So we haven't done a double review in a while, but we've got a double review this week. So we're going to be reviewing Backrooms, starring Chiwetel Ejiofor and Renate Renezve, directed by first feature film director Kane Parsons, also written by Will Sudik, who did Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 2. But then also we're actually getting to sneak in our foreign film of the month. And we're going to be talking about No Other Choice, a South Korean film directed by Park Chan-wook. He did 2003's Old Boy, starring Lee Byung-hun and Sung Yi-jin. And then we got our Whatcha Watchin is going to be pretty stacked. We're going to talk about, we saw Mando and Grogu. We also are going to kind of go over the last season of The Boys. We're going to talk about Devil May Cry. We got a lot, and we got news. We got a lot to talk about here today. Uncle Roger's got a lot to say. We don't have any guests. It's just you. It's just me and you and me and Matthew.
Well, it's funny because this week, again, another week where we had planned something completely different, and yet this is kind of what it turned out. We've been pushing No Other Choice for the last, 2 months.
I would even say before that, because there was that whole campaign pre-Oscars with the No Other Choice poster about it, about kind of it getting snubbed for the Oscars this year. I've been wanting to see it since it came out in the theaters.
Yeah. And then I would say about a month ago, it hit Hulu. So like, okay, it was then back in our radar, be like, okay, it's now streaming. We're going to go talk about it. And then just because of how our schedule's been working out and other movies we want to talk about first, we were kind of just pushing to the side. And then eventually we're like, okay, we have to get to it now. It's been a minute since we've done a foreign film of the month. And I think we haven't done one since either February or March when we talked about the Oscar nominees.
Oh yeah.
So
that's March. That was March. I think it was right before the Oscars. We went over the foreign. We did like a whole foreign film thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we went over the foreign films that were nominated for Best International Feature, as well as some of the animated foreign films. So yeah, either way, we're due one. It's been a minute since we've done that. And then originally we were going to be focusing on the Mandalorian and Grogu. However, the Backrooms has been all over a lot of conversations. A lot of people watched it. It's breaking all the records on A24. It felt like, okay, we can't sleep on this movie. We got to talk about this one too.
I mean, it was almost like, hey, if you have time, go see it. And then as soon as I saw it, I text Matt. I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? So clearly we're going to have to talk about this movie next week.
Yeah. And then also all the buzz that's surrounding this movie, even the box office numbers that we'll get into later in the show. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that one too. So we got a stacked episode for you guys this week, and we're going to kick it right off. And we're going to be talking about some news. And the first piece of news we're going to talk about is Quinta Brunson, Emmy winner and creator of Abbott Elementary, has signed on to develop and star as Betty Boop in a feature film adaptation of the nearly century-old animated icon. Brunson's company, Fifth Chance Productions, has partnered with Mark Fletcher, grandson of Betty Boop creator Max Fletcher, and Fletcher Studios on the project. The film will trace the origin and evolution of Betty Boop through the perspective of her creator, Max Fletcher, examining the relationship between the artist and his creation as he navigates the creative and commercial pressures of building one of the world's first animated icons, particularly as that icon begins to take a life of its own. It marks Betty Boop as the first theatrical motion picture appearance in a starring role since the 1930s, when she emerged from Fleischer Studios' groundbreaking Talkatoons series to become the first and only animated independent female movie superstar of her era. So, kind of a lot to unpack here. Not too much, but however, I just find it really interesting that one, Betty Boop as a character has been this relevant for so long and kind of has ups and downs as his character. I just personally am very familiar with this character because my mom loves Betty Boop.
That's so funny. That's so funny because that's the only reason why I know it is because my mom also loves Betty Boop.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like every Christmas, it was always like, what does my mom want for Christmas? A Betty Boop item.
Yeah.
So she has the mug, she has the cookie jar, she has the shower curtains, she has little mini statues. It's like all over the house of Betty Boop. It's like her thing. But I don't think I've ever sat down and watched a full cartoon.
Neither have I, but I think what interests me most is the direction and the perspective that they're taking on this story. Like, it's not just the Betty Boop origin story. It's also, let's explore like the creative relationship between the artist and the creator. I think that's like super interesting. I'm really interested to see this. And it's so funny. Like, people are focusing on like the stupidest shit. Because if you go over to our Facebook page, there's like this random debate about, well, she was actually white and it's not supposed to be like this. It's like, please shut the fuck up. Like, come on. Like, this clearly doesn't matter. They're coming at it from a completely creative angle. Like, they're making this character relevant again. Like, and honestly, like, I can see it because not besides the skin, as far as like body shape, and like, I can see how Quinta Brunson can match and be Betty Boop. I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure if she's going to be the creator, or actually, well, no, it's going to be Max Fleischer is going to be the creator. So I guess she is going to be. Is she going to be Betty Boop?
She said it's on to develop and star as Betty Boop.
Yeah. So I could, as far as like body type, I think she matches her pretty well.
What I don't know is this going to be a live action?
I think it's going to be mixed, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, like is everyone's always talking about the wrong thing, but it didn't say Quinta Brunson's going to be voicing Betty Boop. It just said that she will be starring as Betty Boop. So it could still be an animated character and she's lending her voice, or she could be actually playing Betty Boop. Either way, it doesn't matter. I can, to your point, I can 100% see Quinta Brunson, turning out a pretty good performance out of this.
Yeah, I think to me the casting fits. I think it fits the character, so I'm kind of on board for this, and like, just creatively, the story is intriguing. So I'm on board for whatever this is going to be.
This very much feels like a Barbie situation. Like, just based off the direction that they described, it very much feels like because even Barbie was like what Greta Gerwig did. It was like creator talking to creation, kind of like that meta thing that happened at the end of the movie. I can very much see a similar vibe with that. And also, this feels like this feels like a little bit more of an adult approach. This feels very like sentimental. It sounds very like this is a very thought-provoking. This isn't like, we're not making Betty Boop for a new generation of kids. I could be wrong by saying that, but just by reading it, this feels very much like a mature take on the material.
Well, because it sounds like it's more about the creator than it is about the actual character itself.
Right. But yeah, I'm totally down for this. I don't see why. I mean, the same argument was when Mortal Kombat 2 came out. I believe it was the character of Jade, and she was like, well, Jade's white in the video game, and now that was played by a black actress. I don't know about that one, folks. And it's like, you guys do realize, just putting it out there, none of this is real. Yeah, right?
It's all fictional. These
are made up. These are made up characters. Who cares?
Yeah.
what race they are.
I think it's as long as you honor the essence of the character, then it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I'm looking. I think there's some good bones here.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what comes of this and any more information we might get out of this.
So we'll be following this
Yeah, for sure.
this story on its journey. This next piece of news I'm very excited for. Writer-director Bong Joon-ho next project will be his first animated film titled Ally and has locked down all-star voice cast. Bradley Cooper, Ayo Edebiri, Dave Bautista, Finn Wolfhard, Alex Chang-go, Rachel House, and Werner Herzog have all been cast in the film. The film follows Ally, or I guess it's Allie.
I think it's Allie.
I think it's Allie. A curious and endearing piglet squid living in uncharted depths of the South Pacific Ocean. She dreams of one day seeing the sun and becoming the star of a wildlife documentary. But when a mysterious aircraft sinks into the ocean, her peaceful world is suddenly thrown into danger. Alongside her loyal yet unlikely companions, Allie is thrust into an extraordinary adventure that will take her all the way to the surface. The project has been in development since 2019, and it's expected to release sometime in 2027. Yeah, I'm on board for this. I really love his work. He does a lot of social commentary. This gives me
Okja.
Yes, this gives me Okja vibes. So I'm curious to see what kind of social commentary he's gonna put into it, because that's usually like his thing. That's kind of how he molds and tells his stories.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to him taking a stab at the animation game.
Yeah,
Like I mean, we're gonna be later talking about a few animated movies that came out in theaters. Well, a few months ago came out in theaters. Well, later, I'm bearing the lead. Later in the show, we're going to be talking about the animated movie Swapped on Netflix and Goat that was in theaters and now streaming on Netflix. But just seeing those animated movies and seeing the stories that they're able to tell, now having the creative vision of Bong Joon-ho, yeah, I'm 100% down for this. And also, again, very similar to Quinta Brunson working on another project other than like Abbott Elementary. I'd like to see creatives kind of like, I know how Bong Joon-ho operates under a live action format depending on his project, and the same for Quinta Brunson under Abbott Elementary. But now let's see them do their creative skills on a different medium. So for Quinta Brunson, it would be for a movie of this icon, animated icon, and then for Bong Joon-ho for this animated feature. So I'm looking forward to both of them. And also, yeah, that's a stacked cast he's got there.
Yeah.
Also, Bradley Cooper, that's a pretty good.
That's a good get. I mean, I would say the four of them who we have shown here in the poster, like all solid choices. Like I'm on board for all of this. The creator, the cast. You've already got my ticket. So yeah, but good for him. I mean, obviously 2019. That's almost an 8-year run on trying to get this off the ground. So like clearly he's been chipping away at this. And but what's good about it is that he seems like with every project he does is like that's what he focuses on, and he really takes his time. Because it was the same thing with the Mickey 17. Like that was in development for a really long time. Like pretty much right after he won the Oscar is when they pretty much greenlit him to work on that. So even during that, he was already working on this. So
he had to have been. Hell, even when he won the Oscar, he was already working on
pretty much right after.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's great to see. Obviously, like I had my own feelings about Mickey 17, but it's interesting to see like after that, this is the next project he's working on.
Yeah,
and I think they also announced that he was working on another live action. He's working. Yeah, he's working.
He's busy.
He's busy. But yeah, looking forward to Bong Joon-ho's next project, as well as this one. Grown Ups 3 is officially in development at Netflix. With the streaming success of Happy Gilmore 2, this truly comes at no surprise. Adam Sandler is returning to write and star in the film alongside longtime collaborator, co-writer, producer Tim Hurley. I think it's Tim Hurley. Though not officially Hurley. Yeah. Though not officially confirmed, Kevin James, David Spade, Chris Rock, Rob Schneider, Maya Rudolph, and Salma Hayek are all expected to return. Kyle Newacek, the director behind Murder Mystery and Happy Gilmore 2, has signed on to direct the film. This part here is what gets me. The movie marks the 20th film in the long-standing 12-year and counting partnership with Happy Madison Productions and Netflix.
Yeah, he found a home for his movies, and it works. It works for where they're at. I'm actually really excited about this because I love Grown Ups 1 and 2. So I think that's one it's a much needed, especially like their kids are going to be older. I wonder how they're going to handle his son, Cameron.
Yes.
Cameron Boyce, is that his name?
Yes.
I don't remember. I don't know if that's exactly his name.
I think his first name is Cameron.
His first name is definitely Cameron. But he passed away. So I wonder if that's going to be written in or how they're going to kind of handle that.
Yeah, I think I think it will probably be treated with grace because one of the movies they kind of paid an homage to him. I think it was Happy Gilmore 2 that I think maybe a photo or his name or something was like in honor of Cameron. So I think they will probably treat that with some grace.
His name is Cameron Boyce.
Boyce, okay. I mean, they could easily write it in there and make it more of a, throw some drama into the grown-up story where he lost his son.
Yeah.
And that could throw, some dynamics in there, even though Grown Ups is inherently a comedy, like a straight comedy.
Well, that was how they all got together in the first one. I think their basketball coach died, and that's why they all came together for the funeral for that.
Yeah, but I don't disagree with you. I have fun with the Grown Ups franchise. I think it's a pretty solid franchise. You have all these, classic comedians coming together. That's always a good time. And yeah, I think it's really interesting, like I said, like the long partnership that he's had with Netflix. And this is under, like I said, this is not just movies he starred in. Like he's produced a lot of movies under the Happy Madison brand. There are some movies that just starred Kevin James, I believe Home Run, where he was like a baseball coach. That was pretty or a football coach. And that was pretty solid. I know David Spade has also starred in a few movies that Adam Sandler had, was not in. I think it was like one or two comedies. But yeah, that's all under the Happy Madison brand. And also, I mean, he's working, 12 years coming them strong. I wonder if like Netflix is just like, yeah, this is an easy win for us. We'll keep feeding this machine because it's something that people can watch on the streaming service. And clearly they're making the numbers for him to basically do whatever he wants and has a permanent home under the streaming service.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's great to see that. And Adam Sandler movies are great. They're great for what they are. They're just kind of great, silly movies. Although there was that one he did, the basketball movie where he was a coach. Hustle. That movie is it's a little bit on the dramatic side. Like Adam Sandler's got range.
Yes.
You look at him in Uncut Gems, or Hustle. Like he can definitely, or I would even say Click. Click is probably like one of my favorite. Click is like probably one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies. If the end makes me cry every fucking time. Every time I watch the movie, it makes me cry.
I remember Hustle caught me by surprise.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I was like, damn, that one's like, this is like a really like, not just like this movie's funny, this movie has some heart. No, this is like a legit, really good movie.
Yeah. You're rooting for them. Like I felt I felt motivated to do shit with my life after that movie. That's how I knew it was good. Cause it motivated it like, man, I gotta get off my ass if I want to I gotta do shit. Like
yeah. And again, I wonder, I mean, clearly not. He's not losing any money, but I wonder if there's any like more or less money being left on the table as far as like not taking some of his movies to theaters. Like I think Happy Gilmore 2, it was a huge success on Netflix. I wonder if they would have just released that in the theaters. A lot of people would have showed up for that. Like I think a lot of like, especially for Grown Ups 3, like this is a pretty profitable franchise when it was like when his movies were in theaters.
Yeah.
I wonder if Adam Sandler is very happy with putting the rest of his movies on a streaming service and calling it a day. But I often wonder to think like, he still brings a lot of crowds and he has a very, he has a following. Mm-hmm. I think that could easily translate to theaters and they could easily reap in a lot of money from that. And also just another putting comedies back into the theaters, because I feel like a lot of them, as we've talked about before, end up on streaming services. But that is slowly changing. We are seeing comedies go to theaters, but some of them, they just quickly go in and out. But then there's others that, we'll see with, like, coming up this week, we have Scary Movie. I'm very curious if that's going to stand, to have longevity, or if it's like a 2-week in and out type of situation. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think Scary Movie's I think it's a test for our society. Like, we saw I think it's gonna do well, given how well Naked Gun did. It was really well received when it came out, and it was just a testament that we are due for those type of movies again. I'm curious to see, because I'm gonna see it this opening weekend, so it's gonna be a pretty much a lot of the theaters are already packed for having the movie booked. So I'm curious what the theater experience is gonna be in a packed theater, seeing a comedy like that. If it's gonna be reminiscent of what it used to be. Like, are people gonna laugh at all the jokes?
Yeah. Like, do we have a sense of humor, or we're just like, because I would say for Scary Movie, the marketing is all over the place.
Strong, super strong.
That movie's coming out. Like, they made sure this movie's coming out.
I think I saw over the weekend they did a marketing event in Times Square in a hot box, where they all went in there and they hot boxed in the middle of Times Square. Yeah, and like one of the popcorn buckets is like an actual bong.
So I've been seeing.
You saw that one, right?
I did see that one. It was under their marketing. However, I don't know if it was just for show.
Oh, like a joke.
Because it was a joke. Yeah, because now that the popcorn buckets are being released into the theaters now, like, the bong popcorn bucket is not there.
Oh,
like, they have like a large phone, like a telephone popcorn bucket that I saw that says "Was Up" on it. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's kind of false advertisement. It's part of the joke. I get it. Like, it's all part of their shtick. But
of like getting into the popcorn wars, I get it.
Yeah, but like, at the same time, like, a lot of people would have bought that.
A lot of people would have spent a lot of money just to have a bong popcorn bucket
100%.
From Scary Movie. I mean, it's a missed
100%.
opportunity. Even if they just did like online orders, I bet people would buy them.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I didn't see it. I could be wrong by saying that, but based on what I've seen online, it looks like that the bong popcorn bucket is not a real thing.
Oh, okay.
But it also made it seem like it was. Like, but I guess good for them. The marketing is doing really well. But time will tell to see if, like you said, if these comedies will make good. But I think what's a sure thing, and Netflix knows it, is Adam Sandler on Netflix.
Yeah.
Keep a show for him.
He's got a home.
He's got a home. Happy Madison, home on Netflix. I mean, but anyway, that's all the news we have for you guys this week. As always, you can follow us on our social media channels on Facebook at Box Office Bingers, and our Instagram at Threads page at boxoffice_bingers. We'll post all the news over there first, and then we'll come back on the show and we'll talk about it. And with that, we're going to move over to a fun segment we like to call What You're Watching. The majority of stuff Ernesto and I have shared, so we're going to be saving that for literally right after this one.
But everything else after this one.
Everything else, yeah. Starting after this movie, we're going to be talking about everything that we both have seen. However, there's one thing that Ernesto did not see that I did see, and that is the new Sydney Sweeney, Amanda Seyfried movie, The Housemaid. And I say new, the movie came out in December. It just recently hit Stars. And so I ended up, they had like, Stars was doing a deal with like $24 for a year.
A year?
And, yeah, $24 for the year.
Wow.
And there were three things I wanted to watch. I wanted to watch Housemaid. I wanted to watch Good Fortune, which actually I did watch and I didn't put on this list, but that's okay. And
not worth putting on the list. Wait, Good Fortune, is that the one with Aziz Ansari and Keanu Reeves? Okay.
Yeah. It was Good Fortune, The Housemaid, and the new Spartacus show that just got canceled.
Damn it.
And I was like, I just got it. What are you talking about? But then I'm holding out that maybe some other shows or movies might go on there that I'm not interested. I got it for the full year now. Yeah, so I'll send you the details so you can have access.
Yeah, Stars they've got a pretty solid list. Oh, your friend Corey Giacomo, you could watch all of Power. You can go watch him on Power.
I don't think I'm a Power guy. I saw the trailers and everything. It's like, I mean, that's like their big show on Stars.
Oh,
They got Power, then they got Power Plus, and then they got Power this and Power that. And
Power
I don't know all
Plus.
the powers, man.
The Book
They
of
got-
Power.
The Book of Power. Like they got extension cords over here. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of electricity going on. I don't know
What is happening? Who's in charge? Nobody knows. Nobody knows who's in charge.
Who has the power?
Who has the power? Do you? Do I? Who knows? We got to find out next season.
Stars has the power. But yeah, there's so many of those shows. I think it's too far out. They also have Outlander on Stars. That a lot of, I think it just wrapped up its final season. A lot of people love that show.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I was a big Spartacus guy. I loved it when it came out, and I was like, oh, they came out with like a spinoff season. This is gonna do great.
Nope.
Guess not. Canceled after one season. And they already had season 2 written, so I figured, okay, at least I get the second season and maybe within the year.
Nope.
But nope. I still might watch it though. I'm still interested.
Yeah.
But either way, this is one of the movies that Megan wanted to watch. That's also one of the reasons why I got it. I was like, I could rent you for like $6, or I can have all of Stars for a year for 24, and I can watch all the other shows too.
That's easy math.
I don't know. I feel like, right? I know there's girl math. This is like box office bingers math. I don't know.
That's right.
It's
movie
math. It's movie math. But anyway, all that's to say, the movie was fine.
All that $24 just to find out it was all right.
Spent about 2 movies tickets worth to say it was all right.
It's like you watched it, you're like, nah, I should have just paid the $6.
Should have just paid the $6. I hope Spartacus is good.
Canceled. Shit.
Shit. All right.
All right.
I hope Good Fortune's good. Nope. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the $24 seem to be worth it. I didn't waste my money. I got all these other shows I can watch.
Yeah. I'm 0 for 3, but it's all right.
Yeah, this movie was fine. I think my biggest gripe with the movie is that it took too long to get the story going. There was like this big twist toward about, I would say 2/3 of the movie, and it should have been at least halfway. Because after the twist, you're like, okay, now I'm invested. But then they were doing some weird stuff in the first 2/3 of the movie that I just couldn't, like, I was just bored. I was like, yeah, I know she's crazy. I get it. I don't know about this husband. He's also acting a little weird. And then like it reveals itself. And like you know what's weird? Because this is based off of a book. And the movie did so well that it's already like the book has sequels. They're making a sequel off the movie. It surprisingly over the holiday season, it made almost $400 million.
I remember. Yeah, it did really well.
Which is crazy to think about. Like a movie that I feel like a lot of people already forgot about. But it did extremely well when it was in theaters, and that's exactly what we want to see. And so, yeah, no brainer. They greenlit for a sequel. However, I think when watching it, as I was watching it, knowing it was based off a book, I was like, I can see where the book is better. Like I already can see it.
It's like that's so funny. You've done so many of them now that now you can just tell. You can just tell. You can immediately tell. You're like, you watch something, you go, I bet the book goes into a lot more detail about what the fuck I just saw.
Yes. Yeah. And it's so weird to think about it that way, but that's exactly how I felt. I was like, oh, here's the twist. I bet the twist reveal was better. I bet the reveal was better in the book.
I bet.
I feel like if I read the book first, I would have been pissed at this movie.
Always.
But I think overall, I think it was fine. I just feel like it just took a minute to get there. It's like one of those situations again where the audience based on the trailer already knows half your movie. I don't need to spend half the movie getting there. Like just get to the point. And I feel like if they would have revealed the twist even in the first third of the movie, then the rest of it would have been like, okay, how do we handle this?
Could you see the
rather
twist
than-
coming?
I knew something was off.
Mm.
Like, I didn't know exactly what the twist was, but I knew that something wasn't right about what I was watching.
Mm.
And like it just feels like out of place. And then eventually they gave you more story and some context, and you're like, oh yeah, that checks out. Now I'm invested. But there was also another piece, another piece of there was one part that I nailed from the beginning. I was literally watching the movie, and I didn't watch it.
You can tell me because I'm not gonna watch this movie.
Okay, so spoilers on The Housemaid. Basically, they hire Sydney Sweeney to kind of take care of the house.
Yeah.
And I don't know why would you do that, because like obviously she's attractive, and they're like, well, here's this man over here, being like, oh, look at this housemaid. And so basically, Amanda Seyfried, Amanda Seyfried, who is the guy's wife, is all of a sudden acting extremely crazy. And then the husband's not having it, and then she starts sleeping with Sydney Sweeney starts sleeping with the husband, and then basically kicked out Amanda Seyfried. And then this is like the first third of the movie, first 2/3 of the movie. Then eventually the man locked Sydney Sweeney in a room and was like, hey, you fucked up. Basically, this guy's like chasing perfection. And when like he doesn't seem like you're kind of meeting his standards, he will like punish you until you get to that point. That's the twist of the movie. So it wasn't Amanda Seyfried's character acting crazy. She was basically throwing Sydney Sweeney like, oh, my husband finds attraction to this other person who fits his needs. Like it was strategically planned that Amanda Seyfried was looking for a housemaid that looked exactly like her with the blonde hair and also equally as attractive that her husband would be attracted to, that I'm just going to hire her so my husband can be attracted to her. Then I'm going to start acting crazy and he's not going to want me anymore.
Also, the twist was really a plan for her to get out.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the twist of the movie. And then, but that twist didn't happen until 2/3 of the way in.
So you spent the most of the movie building up to that thing?
Yes. And then after you get the reveal, then it's, I think, Amanda Seyfried trying to get Sydney Sweeney out of that situation after she already got herself out.
It's like, I feel bad for you now. I'm here to help.
It was something along those lines. But the part that really got me was at the very beginning of the movie, where Amanda Seyfried is showing her the house, and she's like, look at this winding staircase. And the shot goes from the bottom of the staircase to the top, right? It's like one of those shots. And I was like, that's foreshadowing. I don't know why that's going to be important.
That looks like something's going to happen here. I bet we're going to come back to this. Somebody's going to die here.
Yeah, you don't give us that winding shot for nothing.
Yeah, why we spend so much time on that? This movie's already long enough. What are we doing?
This movie's like over 2 hours.
That's what I'm saying.
Guess what, Ernesto? They fucking kill the husband by throwing him down the staircase.
Oh. Told you. I know it.
It's like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme from Once Upon a Time in
Oh,
Hollywood.
yeah.
It's like, I told you. Uncle Roger knows best. He knows movies.
All right.
But that's the movie. Like,
All right.
and then I guess, they're now in cahoots of one another. They've shared trauma.
They shared trauma, and now they've got to hide the body.
Well, no, the police came over.
Oh, okay.
It's like, he slipped.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We saw him fall. But before he died, he wrote this will.
Yeah.
We get all his shit.
Yeah. He said, we got this now. It's like, oh, okay.
This
That's
is ours.
nice. This is ours.
She lives with me now.
Yeah. To be quite honest, oh wait, I do know where. Sorry, at the end of the movie, it was like Sydney Sweeney's like free, obviously, like basically thank you for working together to beat this bad guy, and then Sydney Sweeney is then now going to be a housemaid for somebody else who notices that they're in an abusive relationship.
So now she's like the housemaid killer. She just goes around She's gonna kill evil husbands and just hope that nobody catches on.
Yep, housemate 2.
Housemate 2. You hit her, I kill you.
That's the tagline.
I'm a
You
pretty-
hit her, I kill you.
I'm a good expert by stairs. Stand right here. I'll push you.
A little bit to the left, a little bit to the. There we go.
There we
Push.
go. I'll
All right,
distract
there
you.
you go.
I'll distract you with my breasts.
All right, there we go.
There we
Moving
go.
on to the next house.
Housemate 3.
Speaking of Sydney Sweeney, did you watch any of Euphoria season 3?
I have not. I have heard not great things.
I have not heard a lot of good stuff either. I feel like a mixed bag. I've never watched the show. I just know a lot of buzz has been around it since it started, about like a lot of people shitting on like the first episode. A lot of like, apparently the vibe is completely different. And like it takes a lot of liberties. It said it's nothing like the first 2 seasons. Some people ended up liking the new direction. A lot of people didn't. So I was curious if you had watched it at all.
No, from what I understand, Sam Levinson, like apparently it's like very sexually oriented. Like it's more, even more so than what it was before. Like they focus on, there's like this big OnlyFans plot that gets focused on. So I don't know. I'm not rushing to go see it. Maybe one day we'll go back to it just to see how it ended. But I've heard mixed things, mostly not great.
Yeah, I mean, because you watched the first 2 seasons, right?
Oh yeah.
And you liked it.
I liked it. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, but I don't know, just something about the season and just kind of like all the news surrounding it has kind of like pushed me away. And there's so much other shit to watch that it's like, well, I mean, I'm not rushing to go see it then.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I know like season 3 had a rough production as far as getting everyone together, because I mean, between Zendaya, Jacob Elordi, Sydney Sweeney, they're movie stars now.
Yeah, they're mega stars.
So,
like
they're mega stars.
They don't got time for this shit.
No, and yeah, we can probably squeeze out one more season. A lot of people were doubting if we were even going to get another season, but I guess they were able to make it happen. I mean, good for them to try to work together to kind of close out this Euphoria storyline. But it seems like it came out with diminishing returns.
Yeah, but it's like you almost like muddy the waters at this point. Like you would have been better just ending on the high of season 2.
Mm-hmm. So, or just like, didn't they have like these shorts that came out?
Yeah, they had like a little in between season where it was like a solo episode of Zendaya's character and then of Hunter Schafer. I think the one who was in Songbirds, the one who was in Songbird and Snakes, the Hunger Games movie.
Yeah, Hunger Games. Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like that they should have went that route. Like give them like, solo endings almost like specials.
Or maybe not like, because these are like, I don't know how many episodes, but they're each like an hour and change long each episode. It's like maybe.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, it's like super long.
Oh, is that normal?
Well, yeah, for like HBO it is, but like if you're already struggling to get this season out, like why not just shorten your episodes and condense what you have?
Oh yeah, like looks like episodes 1 through 6 are normal, roughly about an hour. Episode 7 was an hour and 17 minutes, and the last episode was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot going on. Yeah, I feel like for me, I mean, also the first season was in 2019, second season in 22, and then 4 years later. Wow, and those are large gaps.
Big
too.
gaps. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's. I'm like, this show was never meant for me, and even though it was getting all the hype, I just feel like it's like I'm too far removed.
Yep.
From it now. It's all over. Yeah, you lost your chance, type of thing.
And I feel like that about some shows. I think the one that probably comes to mind is Only Murders in the Building. Everybody tells me how great it is, but I don't know. I just haven't. Like, there's so many other things that are like in line that it just gets pushed down to the bottom, and now it's like maybe I'll get to it eventually at some point, but it's nowhere near the top of the list. You know what I mean?
It's hard to like kind of go back when there's always new shows every week.
Yeah.
There's a new season every week. There's a new show every week. You kind of watch it as it's coming out. But then, like, to your point, Only Murders in the Building, I only watched the first season. I thought it was good. And for whatever reason, it was just the timing of it. Now we're on season 5.
It's like, whoa,
And I
like
was
what
like-
happened? Like,
How popular is this podcast? How many murderers do you find? I don't
how
know.
many people die here? Like that should be the better question. That should be the mystery.
Are we still in the same building, or are we just switching buildings now? I don't know where we're going. But yeah, I don't know. It's I feel like I've lost. Like it's over. Good. It will live in the ether. I can see those actors in other movies, and I know how great they are.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. That's enough about the housemaid. It was fine.
It was fun.
Yeah. Let's move over to probably one of the biggest, potentially one of the biggest finales we're going to see all year. I mean, this show is also started in 2019, having 5 years, talking about The Boys season 5, final season, a big nerd show for us. We've been keeping up with this show as
Every
it's
year.
been releasing for years now.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed the end more than I enjoyed the middle. I feel like it kind of like they spent a lot of time like tying up loose ends and like setting up a lot of things that happened in the finale. But I felt like we could have gotten there quicker. It was like a big build up. Like we're trying to find this thing. We're trying to make this virus, and like, oh well, virus doesn't matter anymore. I guess it technically did, and it came back around in the end. It kind of, but even then, not really. But I did like. I mean, this show's just like, it's just super political. Like literally, we go into the Oval Office, and you see this tech billionaire, which is clearly supposed to be Elon Musk, and
Yes.
he's like, like they showcase him like pretty much. They made him and just called him something else, and then Homelander he talks to him, and then he just like carries him off to space. Well, he says he wants to be in space, like clearly talking about Elon Musk. So
Yes.
there was just like a lot of little stuff like that, and that's fine. That's what he likes, and I think it worked for the shows. Homelander was probably the main thing that kept me interested in the show. I think as a villain, they just wrote him really, really well. I really, really enjoyed his character, his arc. I mean, even towards the end, like after he becomes this immortal thing. And by the way, we're talking spoilers here, obviously.
Probably from here on out.
Yeah.
It's a spoiler.
He becomes this god. He becomes immortal, and yet the people who he was seeking approval from the most, he never got. Like from his son and his dad, both of them rejected him, and like you just see like to see the exposition of somebody with so much power having it stripped for them, that final battle scene, and just to hear him like a groveling little bitch. Like it was just I really liked the way they wrote his character and kind of like his arc from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, aside from The Boys, but like Homelander has been, I mean, give credit to Anthony Starr. He owned that role
100%.
from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Like we came for Homelander, and he did such a good job as playing Homelander that like every time he entered a room, you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, what is he going to do now? Like he can easily kill somebody or just let him go. Like you just don't know which way he was going to go. And I thought he played that role throughout these last, since 2019. So 8 years. Right? Is that math right? 7 years? 7 years.
Yeah.
Last 7 years. Almost to perfection.
Yeah.
I think to me, this is like one of the iconic characters in television history that he's perfected, and that's Homelander.
I 100% agree. Like it was just so believable. He just he made the character believable, like this extreme like man baby psychopath. He made it work. And I think he had like a very satisfying ending. Although a part of me wishes like he would have lived and they would have like disabled him, like make him live being powerless. I think that would have been also a really effective ending. Like he could have chopped his arms off and like left him in a wheelchair and let him to rot. He could, you know what I mean? Like they could have like really fucked him up, but make him suffer through the end of his life now that he's mortal.
Yeah, I was very curious if they were going to do that, because that would make, to me, that makes a lot of sense. Like depower him and just let him like, there was a couple of like people I read online that they were saying like it would be pretty like crazy or like malicious. I'm not sure what the right word is, but like if he ended up being like Black Noir, but like a deep like they I don't know how to explain it. It's like if they depowered him and he's still part of the Seven, but they covered him up and still there, but not like but no one knows he was underneath there, but he's like nothing he can do. Like he's just remaining silent and all that stuff. I thought that was an interesting take on that. Apparently, also in the comics, Black Noir was a clone of Homelander.
Oh,
So I think that was I think a lot of people were thinking that way as well because that would have paid homage to what they did in the comics.
oh, interesting. Okay.
However, I think at the end of the day, because I do think a depowered Homelander would be also satisfying, and then have him suffer without being his powers. However, I think he needed to die
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
it's been 5 seasons with this guy, and like all the torture and all the horrible things he's done to not only our main characters but to the rest of society. Like just very easily how he was able to get V1. Who knows if eventually he was like you could depower him, but that doesn't stop him. He could also get his powers back. So who knows how that would have worked. It was more satisfying to see him die. I think the one thing that I might have a little bit of problem with is that I feel like we had throughout the whole season, we have momentum, then we slow down. We had momentum, and then we brought back down. And I feel like they were teasing scorched earth for like, and also even in the marketing, like they some of the posters, it was like Homelander looking at the world, and it was like on fire. They were like, with buildings, him and Butcher like next to each other with buildings crumbling. Like there was also like a poster with Homelander. Like it was, I think Butcher looking at the White House, and like a whole bunch of soups were coming from behind the White House, including Homelander. So I think a lot of people were upset because they were thinking this one big grand all-out brawl of a finale, and it ended up being quite intimate. I didn't run into that problem, but I can see where people can get frustrated because it did feel like even right now, like look, that Vought behind them is Vought Studios, the Vought building is like on fire.
Yeah.
Like it's crumbled as if like chaos was happening. So like I can understand why people are upset that maybe we didn't have like this grand finale of like this the all action packed finale. However, I liked that he was literally groveling at the end right before he died. Like to me, that was like very on brand for him. It's like, what do you do when you have your no more have your powers? He's like on his knees, and he was like, I'll suck your dick live on television. Like, whoa,
I'll eat
buddy.
your shit. I'll eat shit. It's like, whoa, calm
like,
down.
He stayed crazy to the end.
Yeah.
And I like that. And like he committed to that performance as well. So I was on board with the finale, like with the final moments. But I do think it could have been a bigger, like the fight could have left the Oval Office.
Yeah, I'm okay with it being intimate. Butcher and his son, like that. Like I feel like that was the gratification that we all needed to see happen. Like because there was no other way that they were going to survive.
Yeah, I also think. Do you think there was a lot of like because right now the next show coming out of the Boys franchise is The Boys Vought Rising.
Yep.
Which is a prequel series with Soldier Boy and a lot of other characters that was introduced in this season.
Yeah, this was a backdoor pilot to that show.
Right?
100%. Also, I did not like how they ended. There's 2 characters. Well, go ahead. We'll talk about this, and then I have a...
No, go ahead.
Well, because, like... I felt that way too because there was a lot of like how much Soldier Boy loved Clara, like that became a whole subplot. That was the whole reason why we gave him the V1, and he's talking about how he spent decades with him. We got to spend time with Goldie, we spent time with Bombsight, like all these characters who are going to be in whatever that show is going to be. And then he just like at the very end, he's like, I'm leaving. And he's like, I'm going to choke you and put you back in the chamber. And then that was the last time we fucking saw him. And also like I feel like the Black Noir death, I didn't really care for. Like we spent all this time learning about him and like getting to know this character. And like, this back and forth between him and Deep. And then for the Deep to just like stab him.
Choke him out.
He choked him out, and then he stabs him with his own knife. It's like it was just very underwhelming. Like I felt like we should have seen more of that. Like he should have been able to either put up a more fight, or there should have been more of an actual fight between them instead of him just letting him kill him.
Yeah, I feel like honestly, a lot of the deaths were, aside from Homelander, and I'm gonna talk about Firecracker in a second, but I feel like aside from those two deaths, a lot of them were kind of underwhelming. Same with Frenchie. Like I don't feel like those moments were fully earned, because I don't believe that The Boys in its final season was building up to like this big grand moment. It felt like some episodes we were driving the main plot, and then there were some episodes where it was just like a normal episode of The Boys, where it's like we're on the next to last, like we're on the penultimate episode, and we're focusing on this like this person who can mutate or like shapeshift, and we're talking like we got Jeffrey D. Morgan to come back to tell you about Butcher's like what's it called, like
kind of like who he kind of explaining like who he is, like in his backstory. I was actually okay with that, because it gave context to him at the very end of the series of like how he just wants chaos, like he just wants to burn it all down. Like that's just who he's gonna be, even though at the very end he actually was not gonna do it, but Huey had killed him anyway. He had already shot him, even though he took his finger off the trigger and he was gonna pull away because he saw that, like I guess he saw that recognition in him, where he was gonna be a better person, but he had done so much bad and basically say he didn't give him any, like that he didn't have any other choice, that he ended up dying anyway. But I get you. It was kind of random, but I do see the reason why it was there.
I mean, I don't disagree that it shouldn't have been there. Just on the second to last episode, we gotta be ramping up.
But
like we don't gotta like take this side story, and also like even like the infiltration to like Vought Studios to like steal or get information. It's like, oh, we have this grand plan. It's like, is it that grand? It looks like any other thing you would normally do in The Boys, which maybe that's the point. Like, because even Eric Kripke, the creator, was like, hey, don't expect like, hey, bring your expectations down. You know what I mean? It's like we're just doing the same thing we normally do. But I just feel like as a final season, a final for your series finale, it felt like that you were kind of all over the place on ramping up to something big and then not really giving you the payoff at the end of the day. Like we were ramping up a lot with the V1, and then he got it, and then he's got it like fucking laser eyes coming out of the sky. Butcher goes, run. Cuts to black, episode over. You're like, oh shit, it's about to go down. He got the V1.
Yeah.
Next episode. Well, a few weeks later, he's got the V1, and he's a menace. But I was like, oh, The Boys? Oh yeah, we ran and we made it out alive.
Yeah, everything's
like,
fine.
What? What do you mean? He's like, all right, here's the plan. And you're like, that's a horrible Butcher. But but I was like, what do you mean here's the plan? Like, I would want to see you guys run. I wanted to see him chase you guys. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I wanted that resolution, and you just like, not in the budget. Cut to the next scene. And
you know how much it costs to do those laser eyes?
That was a lot. And I was like, damn, all right, let's just skip over that. One episode I thought was really good. I believe it was episode 5, and it was called One Shots. And you had basically these 10-minute vignettes of a lot of these different characters, and one of which was Firecracker. And man, played by no, that's Ash. Where is her name? Played by Valerie Curry.
Valerie?
And what was it?
Is it Valerie?
Yeah, that's it.
Valerie? I was like,
Valerie?
It's like, I think her name's Valerie.
You dumbass. Learn to read.
Learn to read. Words are hard.
Words are hard. Anyway, her performance in that episode of like really kind of the struggles that she had with her faith and Homelander, and like basically going against her childhood priest that she idolized, and even the priest came to her and be like, hey, we're struggling here, I don't think we can preach this Homelander Bible. and she is like basically fending for her life to stay alive and commit to him while also trying to be with her faith. And then ultimately, even though she's doing everything right, still gets herself killed. And she sacrificed everything
Yeah.
to like her religion, her values, everything. Said what she said on TV, and that tear coming down her eye as she was saying it was brutal.
Yeah.
Only for later in that episode for her to get killed, and she literally did everything to be on his side. And to me, that was like that's the death.
Yeah.
These are the deaths we want, because like this morality, these character moments, it's like, there we go. What happened with Black Noir? No, that's not it. Like it didn't feel earned, but that death, you risk it all, and it still wasn't enough.
And also the fact that like he did that, he killed her, but then like you see her eye moving, like looking back and forth. So she's sitting there knowing that she just got killed by Homelander.
Yeah. And also for him, meant nothing.
Yeah. He just
Meant
like
nothing.
moves her to the side and just smashes her head and just like, oh, okay. Like he just moves literally just like the next thing.
Yeah. I to me, that was probably the strongest moment of the entire season. For me. And then, you have, even the it was earlier on in the season, almost forget about it, but A-Train died at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, that one was pretty impactful too. The whole speech that they kind of give each other, like basically the same thing, kind of almost the same thing where like him calling Homelander like this little kid, and like that everybody's just afraid of him and nobody really respects him, and that's kind of like the reason, like that's like he just laughs at him as he kills him, like right before he dies. It's like he doesn't even care. That was another one that was earned.
Yeah, a very strong death there. And I feel like, go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say especially because like he dies, he saves that person, but then he's about to run into that woman, and it's like reminiscent. I felt like it was a callback to the first season when he runs through Huey's girlfriend, like he just bulldozes right through her, and it's like he has that recognition, and then that's what causes him to spin out and slip. To kind of slip, and then he falls, and then Homelander catches him. So I just felt like for me that was like a very full circle moment for A-Train.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like that moment was earned. I feel like I think you're right. Like the first part of the season was really strong, and I think around toward the end we were just not committing to one thing, because we were searching for the V1. We had this soup killer virus that was going to come out, and ended up just like being an afterthought. Like, well, he got the V1, don't need this anymore. And then you just kind of throw it away. Like this plot device is not useful. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
And I feel like that's like, and then it kind of came back around, but not really. Like, I do think that, Butcher's death was emotional, that Huey killed him. Also, Huey getting the confidence to do what was right at the end of the day after 5 seasons of kind of gaining that. I just feel like that it could have been a little bit better, in my opinion. It just felt like an afterthought. I'm not saying that it is, but like it was like the prologue or from like Homelander dying. It was almost like, oh, you think all is good and you think the story's over, but wait, there's more.
There's more. Yeah.
And like I feel like the death could have been a little bit more impactful. However, I did like that the death didn't come from Homelander. It came from Huey.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that was a strong character moment, but I just didn't like how it played out, if that makes sense.
Oh, I'm with you 100%. I totally agree. But yeah, overall it's good, and I'm on board for Vault Rising or whatever else they got coming out.
Also, Jensen Ackles as Soldier Boy never fails to entertain me when he's on the screen.
He had some one-liners that I was like, geez, like, man, that was I forgot what he's like. He said something about being a cum bucket or for a I forgot. It was just something. It was some outlandish shit when he was talking about Homelander and Jesus and all that. And I was like, man, this guy's he's just like an old racist man that you just can't get rid of.
But he plays it so well.
He does.
And like you just don't know what's gonna come out of his mouth, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, man. He's like, whatever.
We also had this like random reunion in the middle of the season of like the Supernatural reunion with Misha Barton and Jared Padalecki, and then you got Seth Rogen and Will Arnett. Who else was there? There's somebody else there.
Kumail Nanjiani.
That's right. He was there, and there was it not Cedric the Entertainer? The other, I can't remember his name. The guy from The Office and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Daryl. He played Daryl in The Office. Wasn't he there?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. It's okay.
Oh no! Damn it!
His name escapes me right now.
Yes. No. It was like a very quick.
Yeah, he was like at the very end.
Yes. No. Craig Robinson.
Craig Robinson. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I think the endings, like everyone had like their nice ending, I guess. Kumiko, kind of went to France in honor of Frenchie. Huey and Starlight was able to looks like start a family, but also do good, while still staying in the superhero game. And then it seemed like Mother's Milk, he was able to reunite with his family, and it looks like he took in
Ryan.
Butcher's son, Ryan. Which felt that was very random for me, like him fighting Homelander, which is also brutal. And then at the very end, it's like, where is he? I'll come back at the end. I was like, okay. He's like, oh, I saw the fight on TV. I should probably join that.
It's like, I guess I gotta help now.
I gotta help my papa. Which one? Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. They both crazy. They both need help.
They both need me. Which I don't really care which one lives. Oh, they both died.
All right.
Well, a funny line, it was just the very beginning of the season that just got me cracking up, was when Homelander is at the concentration camp, basically, and he has the boys in the camp, and he goes, "You never told me MM stands for Mother's Milk," and
he's like so excited.
He was so excited, and then he was like, "What the fuck?" It was. And it's so funny to think about. Like, yeah, we knew his name. I guess it was never translated to him this entire time. It was pretty good. But overall, I think it was a solid season. Like, they could easily continue this. I'm happy it got an ending. Not the finale I was kind of hoping for, but I'm not mad at it either. I think it was a pretty solid all-around season. And honestly, they could really pick back up if they wanted to. But
yeah, well, I think they're doing that with these spinoffs, which I think works.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if we're getting. I think we're not getting another season of Gen V, but we are getting. But we are getting Bot Rising.
Yeah, and unfortunate for Gen V, clearly they made this season before they knew about the cancellation. So the final moments in the last episode of The Boys was also the final moments of Gen V. So kind of bittersweet there. But yeah, it sucks because I think they could have gone for one more season. I think if they would have said, they could have definitely wrapped up that storyline, because I did enjoy Gen V.
Yeah.
And also and then obviously Vought Rising, which I saw the trailer. It looks fun. I can't wait to see more Soldier Boy. Like, as much as it definitely felt like they were introducing a lot of these characters and basically giving this a backdoor pilot so the fans of The Boys can recognize the characters for Vought Rising. I think it's continuing the show in this way. I think it's going to be fun. I also like Sister Stage. Sister Stage in this season was really funny. At the very end, she was like, I'm not smart anymore. I'm going to go to Harry Potter World at Universal, and then just leave.
Wands up, bitches.
And also back Ashley.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Yeah. She's
So
another
good.
one. I think she got a very satisfying ending.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. But it was so funny too, because she was like, "I'm the president now," and then it cuts to the news, and it was like, "Yeah, she's been impeached."
Yeah, she's not here anymore.
She's not here anymore. And then Juan Carlo Esposito is now back to running VOD again.
Yep.
In the whole thing. But yeah, overall, I think it's a solid season. What would you give it out of 5?
I'm kind of floating between a 4 and a 4.5.
No, I'm not sure if I can go 4.5. I'll meet you at the 4 though.
All right, we'll go 4.
I don't think it deserves that half. But overall, I think they ended it pretty well. Now, again, it could have been better, but this is nowhere near some of what other people think as the failures of finales.
That's true. That's true.
But some people are putting it against. what was the other show that ended not too? Oh, it was Stranger Things. A lot of people were comparing The Boys to Stranger Things and Game of Thrones, and I was like, you got to calm down.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
I want to go that far. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to another show that we both watched, and that is Devil May Cry Season 2. Ernesto told me, he's like, hey, this show just came back, and I'm almost done with this. You better hurry up.
Yeah, I mean, I was, you know me, I love the first season. The second season, I feel like brought the exact same energy. I mean, it was just kind of crazy from start to finish. Although you get this strong relationship, you get this strong battle between Dante and Virgil, kind of learning how different the brothers are. And I think they did really well. Like, I really liked Virgil's solo episode. I think it was probably one of the strongest episodes. And I felt very similar in the first season when Lady had her solo episode. Like that episode was like one of the highlights of the season. I felt very similar to this, or just kind of him learning about Mundus and his training and kind of like the betrayal between it all. Also, the last battle at the end was solid. Like in the one in hell. I mean, all of them. It was just balls to the wall action. The fight scene in the mansion after the guy gets cut, before the guy gets cut in half, is just it's just wild. It was just really well done. Watching him go like full Spartan mode, like just crazy animation, really really fun story, wild action. I mean, it's overall it's just it's really good. They've already been greenlit for season 3. One thing I was curious about is how they were going to handle Kevin Conroy's character. He played Baines. So in season 1, it was by Kevin Conroy. In the second season, they actually recast him because it sounded very close to Kevin Conroy. Like, obviously, his voice is iconic, but this guy, Ian James Corlett, he stood in for Baines' character in season 2, and I think it really worked well. Still a strong character. He had a very emotional death at the end of the season, and it was just kind of emotional because that was Kevin Conroy's last role, and and also the character herself was pretty big, as like a mentor to Lady, and she watched him get vaporized.
I 100% agree with you with everything you said. This is another strong season from Devil May Cry, a show that without you, I would not have given this the time of day.
You should play the games. The games are solid too.
Yeah, you I remember you told me about this. When did the show come out? 2020. Oh, last year. Wow, they turned this out pretty quick.
I know, and if it to be so good.
Damn. All right. But yeah, I feel like this was 2 years ago, but I guess it was just literally almost a year to the day, about a month apart. But yeah, to your point, balls to the wall action from the very beginning.
Yep.
And it also had like new songs from Papa Roach, and like the whole opening fight scene was like and then I was hyped. Like the action was like killer, and it's like also like starting from like from inside like a convoy or something. It's like, all right, fellas, this is it. We're gonna be going to the beach of the belly. Let's go. And then like open the doors, everyone's running out, chaos is happening, the music is badass, and you're like, oh damn, what did I just start? And let's buckle your seatbelt, folks. We're on for a ride right now. And it never let off the gas.
Yeah,
it was just so good. Like I watched this on the plane. I watched almost the whole season on the plane. It was like, next episode, let's go. Let's and also again, it's rich storytelling mixed in with great character development, mixed in with badass fight scenes. It's a great mix of like every downbeat came with an immediate like action packed scene, and that's enough to hold you off. Let's talk about the story for a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, yeah, I would love to hear some story. And then also the story is equally as engaging as the next high octane fight scene.
Yeah, I would say the whole dynamic between Dante and Virgil and just how they explored that was top tier. Like, I mean, just kind of exploring the brother relationship, understanding like the dynamics between them two and kind of how they operate. So like when you get to the end, when he sends him back to Earth, but he's still going to stay on Hell to rule Hell, like you already understood, because you understood at that point, you understood Virgil as a character, you understood Dante as a character, and you understand the dynamic between them two. And you can still tell like him sending him away is like, oh well, he still loves his brother, but he still he still feels indebted to do this thing, to rule over this world where he grew up. I don't know.
Yeah,
I loved it. You know, Dante coming back, and it's like martial law, and it's like kind of setting up the next season for that.
Yeah, and also there is a shift in character for Virgil as well, because he had one sight mind of like, hey, you know, Mundus has been helping me out, and you know, the other guy, what's the other guy's name? Who's the other bad guy?
Argisax.
Yeah, he was the one that killed his mother, but then we realized that Mundus was the one that actually, you know, ordered the killing of the mother, and then we learned more about the father and more about the backstory, and then who knew? Like, I didn't realize they could have just ended with like, yeah, he's the bad guy, he kills your mom, that's that. But it was so much layered in storytelling, like that was set up in the first season, that really had the time to expand on the second season. And I think, to me, yeah, Virgil was a very strong addition to this story. And like, who knew that the father and the mother and the storyline just gets deeper and deeper, and like, you can't help but to get invested into that family dynamic, and then also the other stuff that's going on too with with Lady,
Yeah.
and like, obviously with the father figure for what was the vice president, and Argisax, another great villain added to this story. I mean, I thought the White Rabbit was pretty compelling. But now you have this other guy who is like, yep, I need all these MacGuffins to be the big guy.
You're like, yeah. I need all these MacGuffins. Magical coins.
Yeah. I need coins, I need swords, I need shields. Give me all of them, I become a big monster and I can release hell or something. I don't know.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna suck souls out of people and make myself bigger. Yeah. Big scary monster now.
Yeah, I'm a big scary monster. I need to bring back the devil. But also everything made sense. Like, I wasn't lost with the storytelling. They had some downbeats in it. They had some funny moments in there. You can see that our main characters were struggling, and like, the power-ups felt earned when they got to that moment. Like, everything is just so good about this show. I'm continuing to be impressed with it. And this soundtrack, holy shit, man. I have this on repeat in the car. It's like, I'm not big into heavy metal, but you will see me like, oh, damn it, possible. And I just like, it's so good. I was like, I don't know, maybe I think the show just made me hype for the music, because I got something to compare it to. I'm not just listening to Papa Roach. I'm feeling this show here when I'm listening to it. It's really good. I had a great time watching this season.
Oh, same. I'm totally on board for whatever's going to come next, or the next season, I guess.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, exactly. Keep them coming. Keep making them. You got to play the game, so you should go check them out. You can put them on easy mode just so you can kind of breeze through the story.
I'm still trying to, man. I got a backlog of games I got to play, man.
I feel that.
I'm still like, I still didn't finish Spider-Man 2. And that's like
disappointing. It
is very disappointing.
That game is very good.
I know. Like, I don't want to spoil anything. The game's been out for like 2 years now, so I'm not gonna spoil nothing. But like, I just got to the part where like Peter's Venom. Like, I'm there, and I know there's like another half to go. I know
you're literally halfway through the game.
Am I? Okay, yeah. And I said, here's a good stopping point.
Yeah, that you picked the best part, because like now you get to use the Venom powers. Like, you're missing out there. That's okay.
So there's that. I still haven't played God of War Ragnarok.
Same.
I still haven't played Star Wars Jedi I think it's
Jedi Survivor. Oh, the second one. Yeah, I still have to play I still have to play the second one too. Yeah, I haven't
played that one.
It's just sitting on the shelf.
Not Star Wars, Hogwarts Legacy. I heard that was a great game. That's also sitting on the shelf. James Bond First Light just came out last week.
Oh.
Looks really good. Looks very much like an Uncharted game. And I was like, ooh, that's my vibe.
That's my vibe.
And I was like, ooh, I want to play that. I was like, ooh, but I got all these other games to play. It's like, don't spend $70 to sit on the shelf, man.
Just wait till it goes on sale.
Yeah, wait till at least $20. You know what I mean? You're not picking it up anytime soon. You're a wannabe gamer.
Come on. What are you doing? You're playing on easy just for the story.
Just for the story. Like, why am I dying? This is easy. just don't let me die. I just want to keep going. Now I gotta sit through this loading screen. What's with this puzzle? Forget it. I don't care about this puzzle. You know, every part, every Spider-Man part where there's like a science thing, it's like, you want to skip this? Hell yeah! I don't give a fuck about this.
Like matching the DNA sequences and all that. You're like, fuck that. That's funny.
does nothing for me. And then all of a sudden, it's like you're trying to figure out that the little thing goes, you want to skip this? Like, yes. Why wasn't that 5 minutes ago? I'm done with this. And it's like, hey, I figured it out. Like, so easy.
Great.
Right?
Good job, Peter.
Good job.
You're so smart.
You put things together, and now it's science.
Yeah,
Good
now
for
it's
you.
science. I don't care. I just want to be a spider.
Put me back in the suit. I don't want to be walking around some science lab. Why am I in high school again? I don't understand. Why am I hiding behind a table? He's not a spider. Why am I developing photos? I understand that's part of Peter Parker's story, but I just want to be flying through the walls again. I want to be swinging in the air.
Get this out of here.
Top of the Empire State Building and let me fall off.
I don't want to take pictures. Yeah, exactly.
You know where I want to take photos? Like, I think there's a part where you got to take photos of, like, I don't know, some random shit.
You have like landmarks and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do that. Give me that. Like, let me help out the community. I don't want to develop them. Like, just send them over. We have phones now. Anyway.
That being said, Devil May Cry season 2, solid. You should go watch it, Matt. You should eventually get some time and find the games and play them. They're very good.
I will definitely think about it.
All right. That means no. Moving on. Talk about the Punisher. He's mad.
Let's talk about the Punisher. He's always a bad. He's always mean.
He gets so angry.
Punisher, One Last Kill, the Marvel special Marvel one shot. No, that's not what it's called. Marvel special presentation. Yeah. Special presentation. It says it right there, dumbass, right on the screen.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. What'd you think?
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I feel like there should have been more because it seems like clearly a clear setup to. I mean, I guess they're going to make another season of Punisher. I don't remember if we talked about that or if that's been confirmed or if anything else is in the works. But then what the fuck was this? Because they just set up that this lady wants to kill him and now everybody's after him. And then it goes to like this all-out war and then like he goes to catch up to her and like she just drives away and flicks him off.
To me, this was like the Punisher getting his mojo back.
Yes. Yeah, I felt the exact same way.
Yeah, to me, it was just an hour-long or 50-minute special of like, I'm sad, my family, and then like something from his past that I don't know if it was from the 2 seasons of Punisher. I never saw the Punisher series.
What?
And so I know I'm missing out. But I just don't remember if it like came back to fruition. Like if was this a connecting storyline? This was like brand new. Like, oh, this is another family he punished.
Well, that's the reason why he became the Punisher is they murdered his family and he went on this revenge mission to kill them all. So I guess we're in this era where like he did the thing. He completed the mission, but now he's like aimless and has no purpose. And and I feel like that's what this was, like him getting some sort of purpose back to do anything than what he'd been doing.
So let me get this straight. The first 2 seasons were about getting revenge on the people who murdered or anybody who was affiliated with the murder of his family.
Yes and no. I don't remember exactly. They introduce this like one villain who's like a friend of his, and he becomes a big bad. I think in the 2nd season now. It's been a long time since I've seen it. So, but it's definitely worth your watch. It's definitely worth your time.
And it definitely with the Punisher coming back into the MCU. Yeah, I definitely want to watch the show now. I did the same thing with Daredevil Born Again. Because I didn't watch season 3 and then I rewatched it and it was like, damn, missed out an amazing season.
Yeah, you did.
But but now, like, was any of that flashback stuff shown in the first 2 seasons, or this was all new stuff?
I don't remember. I don't remember. Right. I don't know off the top of my head.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I really enjoyed it. I mean, it was kind of like John Wick in the MCU. I mean, that scene, the fight scenes in the apartment buildings were just wild. I mean, he lit the door on fire. He's like going through. It was just like one after the other. It was just very reminiscent of like John Wick style. I mean, I saw that one clip online of like when he falls on the air conditioner or whatever. Like people were talking shit about it. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I mean, this is Marvel. I mean, what do you expect? He's running on some kind of supernatural adrenaline that keeps him alive. As he's getting stabbed and shot and beat up, he's just able to keep going.
Yeah, I just felt like it was like for people who like the Punisher and it says one last kill, is like, no, buddy, there was a lot more than one last kill.
It's a lot of very brutal.
Very brutal. I think overall the story was just like not what I was expecting. It just felt like, he was like obviously going through some shit, mentally, like he still hasn't gone over. And to be honest, it's like I don't want, like, you still on this, man? Like, you went through all of, Daredevil, your own show for 2 seasons, and then more Daredevil, and you're still here. And like, granted, I understand the trauma. It's like it's not, doesn't just go away, but I feel like it's like I don't like the Punisher just being one note. And I feel like for these last couple of years, it's been like the same thing. So when I saw that we kicked back up again and we're still on the family thing to begin with, I was like, okay, all right. And then there's some other random person I didn't know who was like, you killed my family, now I kill you type of vibe. I was like, okay. And then obviously you have this all out brawl. And then there was also some weird like editing choices in there toward the beginning. And also they killed a dog in the beginning of that.
That was super
I was
dark.
like, Jesus. And then at the very end, he's like, I'm the Punisher now. And like, it's like I got my mojo back. I have like my sense of purpose. I'm no longer aiming for the people who murdered my family, but now I'm protecting the community. And like, I understood where we were and where we are, and like this is all a mental game of like becoming the next version of yourself. It almost felt like, hey, the version of Netflix, now I'm going to be the MCU version of this. And it just felt very much like transition to what this character is going to be later on in the MCU, but more importantly, what this character is probably going to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Yeah, this seems like the link to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, to me, I really liked it. I really liked the fight scenes. It just felt incomplete. Like we set up this whole thing with this lady, and then we don't see the resolution of that. So like,
and who knows if we will?
Yeah,
I don't think we will.
I hope we will. I kind of hope we do.
Yeah, I would definitely see, like, to me, this felt like a really good episode, which should have been a Punisher series.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I think, oh, okay, this is like a really solid episode. I can't wait to see the next one. Like and almost like we're gonna do this special presentation to see if people care.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, people already care. It's fucking John Bernthal. Just give him a full season.
Yeah, he's fucking fantastic in literally everything he does.
Yeah, just fucking commit to it. So, but yeah, I was fine with it. I did like it. I just didn't love it.
Yeah, I just wanted more.
Yeah, 100%. Like I think overall this would, again, if this was a season of television, this would have been a solid episode in another longer story that you're telling.
Easy 6 episodes.
Easy 6 episodes, easily. So I don't know. Hopefully, we'll see what he turns out in Spider-Man Brand New Day. But hopefully, this can turn out to be, I would love to see more John Bernthal as the Punisher. Like have him reconnect with Matt Murdock. I would love to see that again. Those two together is magic. Between like what they do together, like on screen chemistry is great. But yeah, overall, I think this was pretty solid. I like this. I didn't love it. I just want to see more of it. To your point.
Totally agree.
All right, moving. Oh, no, never mind. We have one more show to talk about. Yes. A show that Ernesto has talked about in a couple episodes in the past, but I just pretty much got caught up to speed. And for me, Rooster, from the creators of Ted Lasso and Shrinking, it's available on HBO Max and HBO. A delight to watch.
Yeah.
It's just easy fun. Breezy, 10 episodes. It has the same humor, heart, life lessons to be learned, easy characters to get into. Like I could have seen 20 more episodes of this.
100%. Like it's just like you just eat it up. Like, and I just love Steve Carell as the main lead. I thought it was great. Also, like the couple episodes that Zach Braff directed, I thought were really good too.
Yeah. Also, I know that he's John C. McGinley as like the I guess the superintendent, the dean. I guess he was the dean. And he was also in Scrubs.
Yeah.
Like I liked him in Scrubs. I remember watching it when I was younger. I vaguely remember the show. To me, I think this role, he fucking nailed it. Like I thought, like it was very similar to how I felt about Harrison Ford in Shrinking. I feel like here's an older seasoned actor that is just fucking killing it in the right role.
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. I didn't think about the Harrison Ford connection, but it is very very much the same. Yeah.
Yeah, and also the family dynamic of him like being a seasoned writer and his daughter and his ex-wife and like him going through all that, and then also finding like a mentorship with this other student that, spoilers, we find out that he was sleeping with a receptionist that happened to be his mother.
Yeah.
And to me, I was like, oh, I was like, that was a good twist.
Especially in the episode, because it like you already get that earned moment from them, because I think that was the episode when he went out drinking with them, or he did something with them, and they had like this heart to heart, and he's like, oh, you got a date? He's like, yeah, we'll see what happens. And then he walks home and he's like, I wish I never saw your dick. It's like, yeah.
I think the dialogue was fun. I mean, what's his name? Bill Lawrence, man. He just later in his career coming out with 3 fucking bangers.
The writing, I really like the way his banter, like the one-liners that he slips in there. I mean, I don't know how much is ad lib and how much is written, but it works. Like especially the cop character. He's like, yeah, is this where did I leave my gun here? Like that bit, just every time they brought that bit back, like it just worked. It was so funny.
It was like they have a donut bag. He's like, ooh, what's this? It's like, oh, it's your gun. It's like, that's right, the donut shop.
I left it there yesterday.
I think it's just written so well. And also Phil, what's his name? Phil, the guy who was in Ted Lasso.
Oh, the soccer player.
The soccer player, yeah. What's it? Phil Dunster. Another great performance from him as well.
Yeah, he just fits that asshole character very well. Like he had it in Ted Lasso, and he has it very much in this show as well, and it works for him.
And in Ted Lasso, he was another character that we didn't like and had a really good redemption arc. So I'm curious if he's going to have a similar sense in new seasons to come, where he's going to have like maybe a redemption arc there as well. But either way, this show slaps, man. Like I said, 100%. Bill Lawrence, he understands the heart comedy bit really well, and you're just like, this is comfort food, man. This is easy for me. I love watching these type of shows.
100%.
All right, now moving on to some movies that we watched. The next 2 are going to be some animated features, one of which is Swapped. Speaking of Ted Lasso, it stars Juno Temple and also a big one, Oscar winner Michael B. Jordan. And it's coming from Skydance Animation and Netflix. Ernesto, your thoughts?
I really liked it. It was a fun, very colorful, like body swap adventure. Me and the kids loved it. It's kind of showcasing this message of like empathy and understanding different people and kind of seeing things from their perspective. Also, weirdly great performance from Tracy Morgan as Boogle the fish. Like who turned into the villain. I was like, totally didn't see that shit coming. Like a kids movie dropping bombs on me. I was like, damn, I didn't like that was actually a pretty decent twist. Like I did not see that coming whatsoever.
It was so funny. After I watched the movie, I saw the memes coming in, and it was just his face as the fish, and it said, "This is why I have trust issues." And
that's funny. That's really funny.
And I was, to me, you're watching a kids movie. It's like, oh, look at them. This. I don't know what this character is or what the animal that they said a bunch of in the movie. Michael B. Jordan's character.
He's a poco.
A puku,
and then there's a Javin bird.
The Javin bird, yeah. And so like you're just watching these 2 animals swap into different things and everything is like, yeah, that's like this is cute little movie. And you kind of like laid back, kind of enjoying it. And all like, no way. I don't know why. I feel like it was right there. No way you think this fish is something else.
Yeah, it's like, no. Boogle, what are you going to be? I think I'll be the fire wolf. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah. You're like, oh, my God.
It's like, Tracy Morgan is the fucking villain. Damn.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. We still got half a year left of movies. I don't know if a twist is gonna get me as big as this one.
I'm not gonna lie, like once that like I was already on board. Like I thought it was
Yeah.
funny and it was just really cute and like just like kind of the different animals they showcase, like the root snakes, the whole root snake scene. I thought that was really cool. And then like this whole fire wolf and the zoo, like I don't know, they just created like this land of mythical creatures that just really worked. But also like the movie like focusing on trust. You get Michael B. Jordan's character Ollie choosing to trust Ivy, and then they came and destroyed their whole food source. So like him having that betrayal trust, and like his dad losing trust in him. He literally, who was played by Cedric the Entertainer, by the way.
Yes.
Telling him that he couldn't trust him anymore. And then we get the big twist betrayal in the middle of somebody who you can't treat. You just said like I have reason why I have trust issues of like them trusting him, and him ended up being the bad guy and he was just using them. I don't know. I think it works. It's a beautiful story. It has a great underlying message that kids can carry on. And to me, more than anything, that's what makes this movie. And it's fun. It's funny. Like it's heartfelt. It's got great heart, like action at the very end. Like it just kind of hits all the notes. It just really works. And I think Michael B. Jordan did really well.
Yeah, I mean, I think the entire voice cast did something. Like again, I wasn't expecting like I wasn't expecting there was like there going to be like this big what would you call it? I lost my train of thought. This emotional storyline attached to this. And and I think to your point, it's about like shifting your perspective, understanding the other person's point of view. Like you're seeing this bird as like your enemy, but yet they were just as hungry as you are. Like in that moment where you realize like, oh wait, you saved your family by giving you the food that we are now like, that we had, and then you gave you didn't know any better.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
they both didn't. They were both innocent, and then the other parties at B kind of took advantage of a situation, and then they kind of got shoved away. And then at the end of the day, it's all about working together too.
Yeah.
It's like we could have coexisted, but we were afraid of one another. But now that we understand each other, now we can, we can work together, and we can actually have a nice living ecosystem.
Interesting. I didn't think about that. That's actually, that's really good.
And also it's from the director of Tangled. So coming off of that, which was like 2010, so he's definitely been working. If he has been working on this for a while, then I don't see him working on anything else. So definitely, they're taking it from Disney. But also Skydance Animation. Do not sleep on them. This is for those who don't know, like John Lasseter, after he left Pixar and left Disney forcefully, then due to allegations that were never, I'm not sure if that ever got resolved, but I think they kind of slept under the rug and it's like, hey, you just got to leave the company. Then with all that, and John Lasseter was basically the pioneer of Pixar, created Toy Story, Cars, Bugs Life, Monsters Inc., and then also moved over to Disney and created and helped create like I think the creative director behind like Princess and the Frog, Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, Tangled. Like he was giving the next renaissance of Disney and kind of bringing up Pixar. Now he's no longer working for the company. Skydance kind of picked him up after he left Disney to basically start their animation studio. And then he came out with Luck, that was on Apple TV, and they partnered up with Apple TV for that. And then eventually, I think Netflix bought out the contract from Apple TV so they can take Skydance Animation. And then we got the movie that came out a few years ago called Spellbound, starring Rachel Zegler, which was a musical. And then now their next movie, their third movie in the lineup is Swapped. And later this year, which I am very excited for, we have a movie called Ray Gunn from director Brad Bird, who's the director behind The Incredibles and The Iron Giant. And so apparently this was a passion project of his that he's been working on since the 90s. And he was finally able to get that project up off the ground, and it's expected to hit on Netflix this fall.
Wow.
So
that's exciting.
I'm very much looking forward to that. Also, the score, Michael Giacchino.
Well, you know what that means. Animated. I can already see it now. And a part of our animated feature section, possibly for Oscars next year.
Possibly, yes.
We'll see.
But however, this like Swapped, a great one from Skydance Animation. I thought every one of their movies so far have been really solid, and this one I think it's the best.
Yeah, this was really good. Like I would rewatch this movie 100 times.
Yeah, it's such an easy watch, such a heartfelt message, comedy. Like it has everything. I'm surprised this movie wasn't really, it's hard for some of the animated movies to kind of take off on Netflix, but I feel like this one should be getting more love.
I agree. Totally agree.
Moving on to another animated movie that was surprisingly really good was Goat.
Can I tell you that like I think it might have been a couple months ago. I guess I had watched the movie and I'm sorry, Matthew. I didn't tell you that I watched this movie.
Know.
I did. I thought I did, but I guess just
so what's the point of having a podcast if you don't tell me everything
You're right. Okay. I admit my failure. Okay. I recognize that I failed you and I let you sleep on this movie because we bought it when it was available for purchase at home. This is before it became available on Netflix. Like, oh, we'll just buy it, and we'll just have it as part of the digital library. And it's probably one of my favorite movies of the year. Like, it's just so good. It's so funny. It's so good. And I think there's a lot there to analyze. There's a lot there that you can take into real life practice. So I know we're kind of just jumping in, but like at the very end or towards the middle of the end, when Jet gets upset and she just starts taking the ball for herself and like kind of just being a one-man band. Like my son plays basketball and I literally we were at her basketball game. We were at his basketball game and one of the players started doing that. I go, it's literally like the movie we just watched. Like it's literally the movie in real life. Like that is just like it just translated really well because then that person was getting upset about calls being made. And then you could see the morale of their team just going down based off this person's actions. And I was like, oh, that's exactly like what happened in the movie. So to me, that was just a testament to the good writing of kind of like analyzing this team sport of like, whatever I forgot what they call it in the movie. But raw ball. But really it's about, about just the basketball dynamic. And I thought I worked really well. The movie was really good. It was entertaining. A lot of good moments, really beautiful animation. Yeah. So yeah, I liked it. I really enjoyed it.
I feel like that we should not sleep on Skydance Animation. I mean, I think if K-pop Demon Hunter showed us anything, as well as Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, do not sleep on Sony Animation.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they're pumping out quality content. They are up there now with like Disney and Pixar, in my opinion. Like they are just another this is movies about teamwork, following your dreams, like even like they were using like you are small or a medium, like they were using like those terms, and like only like big, tall, muscular, like brute forcing animals can play Roarball because it's violent, and then you will never get there. But yet they showed that with a positive attitude and teamwork and using your skills, like you will get there. Like he practiced every day, and he was like a far shooter. Like he was showing up against what's the horse's name?
Main
Attraction, voiced by Aaron Pierre, mind you.
Oh really? I didn't know.
Yes. That. Yeah. Jet was Gabrielle Union. Lenny the giraffe was Steph Curry.
Yeah, that one I knew.
And then Caleb McLaughlin was Will. He was the goat.
Yeah.
Voice cast here was strong.
Yeah.
Even David Harbour, he was the Rhino. Like,
and it wasn't Patton Oswalt the coach?
Patton Oswalt was the coach. Nick Kroll was Moto, who was I guess the lizard.
Fucking favorite character was the damn lizard.
The lizard. Jennifer Hudson played the mom, which like I think there was one point where like they were showcasing like what the shoes meant to him.
Yeah.
And like because his mom got it for him or something along those lines. There was a moment in there, I don't really remember, but it was like a little bit like when they were showcasing like following your dreams, and like my mom was the only person who believed in me and all that stuff. It got me a little bit. Like I got a little teary-eyed. It's like it has these great moments in there, and I honestly, again, in one of these movies where I'm like, yeah, I'll see what this is about. Like, I'm going there expecting a kids movie, and you walk out and you're like, damn, like this movie had a lot to say.
It's like, damn, I've watched this movie like at least 4 or 5 times now. Like the kids,
Wow.
they just love it. Like and now it's to the point, there's just certain moments. Like one of my favorite, there's a couple that I really like when they're on the plane and Jet's like being all mopey. And they're like, you want to come join us? And like, maybe Jet's listening. And she turns on her AirPods and it was like, meow, 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 meow. And like that bit comes back when they go into the room. Like, we love that part. Or when at the very end when they give the coach, when Jet actually gives the coach the team. And he's like, I've been waiting for this day. And like, he's like going over everybody's skills. And then like he goes to the lizard and he's like, tell me with your mind. And like the kids, they fucking love that part because he goes, received. It's just, I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of like cute, funny moments. And was David Harbour the Rhino? Did I hear you say that right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I heard it and I was like, heard his voice. I was like, it sounds like Hopper.
Yeah. I think overall this movie was great.
Yeah.
Like
fantastic.
I think like overall, I love the messing and also like the sports action in here where like they gave you enough context to care about what's happening in the game.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like here's the stakes. We're trying to win the champion. Like Jet never won one before. Like, okay, so we have her motive, we have his motive, we have the team's motives. Like, and they kind of went around. I was like, what are you, you're like, you're not a like, you should be on defense. You're the protector. You should be protecting this team like you protect your daughters. And it's like, and it's like, you're not just, he's like, hey, for the birds, like you should fly, like, use your agility to get around there and stuff like that. And like there's a lot of these elements where it's like we have the skills, we just not taking advantage of the best parts of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's something to learn as well. Like you have it in you. Maybe you just need some redirection.
Yeah.
Like to have you succeed. A lot of great moments in this movie. I was very, very surprised. And honestly, the trailer didn't do it for me. Like, I think the trailer was like, okay, this could be a fun, like, because to me, it's like the goat is a goat. You're like, I got it.
Got it. Yeah.
Funny. But then after that, like, they know what they're doing. Who I could actually give credits to. Who's the creative team behind this? What else did they do? Looks like, interesting. A lot of Bob Burgers from one director. They had a co-director, and the other one did. What else you got? Also, first-time director. So 2 first-time directors who have had a lot of work in animation. Like, it looks like another one who worked a lot with DreamWorks and stuff like that. So yeah, looks like they had a story to tell, and it worked out pretty well. But yeah, another great outing from the animation world. And the last movie we're going to be talking about this week, before we dive to our spoiler review, is a movie that was intentionally going to be part of our spoiler review and our main review until we watched it. And we're like, well, we should probably shift it over to our Whatcha Watchin because there's not much to say. And that movie is Star Wars: The Mandalorian Grogu, sadly.
I want to hear just because you are the Star Wars fan, I want to hear you're wearing the shirt. So I want to hear your thoughts, especially as a fan who's watched all the series, you're caught up on everything. So what was your thoughts going in? And kind of like the exploration. Nothing happened?
Nothing happened in this. Like, this could have been season 4 of The Mandalorian. Like, if you're watching this show, if you're watching this movie, you felt the breakpoints of like, yep, this is where this chapter ends and the next chapter begins. Like, we saved Jeremy Allen White as Rod of the Hutt. Now the next episode, we're flying away. Like, that could have been the end of the episode. Start of the next episode. Oh, we have to get this new guy. Like, we found the bad guy. Spends time catching him. End of the next episode. The Mandalorian's out and Grogu has to now save him. That's a full episode right there. That's 20 minutes going on. This movie had zero urgency whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like we didn't have a goal. There was no purpose. There was no drive. I love the action. Like, I'll give you that. The action's great. I just had no, like, our characters were the same from beginning to end. Like, they didn't really evolve at all. We didn't learn anything new about the Mandalorian or Grogu. They didn't learn anything about this world, this new timeline that we're setting as far as like in their world. We didn't have any. I mean, I wasn't expecting it, but we didn't. I didn't. We also didn't need it. But there's no like big cameos that we can get excited about. Like, oh, this wasn't a launching pad for something else. We weren't really coming off of anything from the show. This was very much a standalone adventure, and kind of what was sold in the trailer was like the adventures of the Mandalorian and Grogu. Like, see what they're up to next. And that's the vibe that I got, because we literally started from, here's the mission that we're on, here's the next mission, here's how to get out of this situation, and at the end of the movie we're like, can't wait for the next mission. Like, great.
It also,
man,
I think for me, there was a lot of like moments where I felt like the movie just wanted to focus on, here's a cute moment of Grogu. Look, here's him eating popcorn. Here's him eating that little cracker thing. Here's him talking and hanging out with these little aliens. And then you get the cute moment with like him and the little aliens. Like, I don't know. Like it was, for me, it was fine. There was like one cool fight scene at the end. Like when him and the sombrero guy who kind of reminds me of Kung Lao. Is he like a big character from the Star Wars lore?
No, you just saw him right there.
But is he from like Rebels, or like is he sourced from anything else?
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. I'm sure these mega
like,
fans were like, Matt, how have you not watched this one episode of this one Star Wars entry? You should know the answer to that question.
I don't. Like, I'm a Star Wars guy. I will watch all Star Wars. However, I'm not like, I ain't going down the subreddits and going down each character. Like, we watch a lot of shit. I watch it, I talk about it, I forget about it.
Yeah.
Right?
And sometimes if you got to watch something else that's connected to it, you're like, well, now I got to watch an explainer because I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember shit. But also, this very much was reminiscent for me of season 3 of The Mandalorian. Like, nothing happened in that season. Like, it was very much like we weren't really moving toward anything. It was very much here again, the adventures of the Mandalorian and Grogu. And here's now a full movie on this. And if that's your cup of tea, if you like them just doing their thing, then you might have enjoyed this movie a little bit more. For me, I need more than that. If you're going to take this off the TV screens and put this into a movie, like, I need something more than just the adventure of the week, because I don't think they like, and also I think I'll be more okay with this if our characters went through something and came out of this like different on the other side. Like, it felt like a lot of stuff was easy to him. Like, it wasn't difficult. Like, he's like, yeah, I got this. I'm the Mandalorian. I like, this is easy to me. Like, yeah, this is a struggle, but like nothing I can't handle. Like, I never felt like he was in danger in any way. It's like, how he's gonna get out in this situation? He's gonna get out of it, that's for sure. Like, and then there's like kind of a moment where like, oh yeah, he could have died, but good thing Grogu was there. We're gonna give you 20 fucking minutes of Grogu nursing him to life. We're gonna meet this lizard guy that he's stealing fish from, but we're not gonna like. He's like, you scared? Yeah, you should be.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you're gonna help him? Nah, here's the fish. I know you're stealing it. Here's some more.
Here's more. I'm gonna kind of help you, but not really help you.
Not really. Yeah, it's like, the sombrero's back. You're not gonna tell him about we're not gonna tell you he's there. I helped you. Get out of here, kid.
Just don't forget it, kid.
Yeah, and then he kind of just runs away, and eventually he nurses him back to life. And he's like, and I was almost like, you did that. Yeah, it's like, this is the way. And then fucks off for the next mission. He's like, we got shit to do. Thanks, little dude. I just like, I think again, my biggest thing is there was no urgency in this. Like, I didn't know, there was no drive toward anything except for the end of this story that you were telling. Like, you captured, you got Rada, he helped you out. That seems like the end of that. It's like, oh, they got him. It's like, I don't really care about him, to be honest with you. Yeah. And then we're gonna go back and save him. So then it looks like he's helping out the people. Like, also Rada as a character, I don't care for. So Like, I don't think he offered anything. He was like, I'm good as a solo. I want to be here. Thanks for saving me. I guess I'll help you now. I was like, I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm giving it. I feel like part of me should go lower, but at the end of the day, I'm probably giving it like a 3.
Yeah, I was thinking like a 2.5.
Yeah, I was probably around the 2.5 range as well, but I did like the action. Like
Yeah.
when it was fun. It was fun action.
Yeah,
So,
when like he's fighting them in the hallway and he lights the hallway on fire, or when he's like
Yeah.
going to the AT-ATs and he's flying in between. Like that was pretty good. That stuff's pretty cool.
I think the beginning was the best part of the movie.
I agree.
Like him just like strapping right in, like here's what we have to do, like going through the AT-ATs and everything. Like I think that was really fun to see.
Yeah.
When he took off his mask and he was like fighting that, the thing in the swamp, that was kind of cool too. The ending was fine. I think also that was cool, like with the guy with the hat and everything. Like there's a lot of cool moments in here, but I didn't feel like the story justified a reason why we're doing any of this.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I don't know if this replaced a season 4, but it might as well been. Like this was season 4 of The Mandalorian, and who knows if they're going to continue this. And when we later talk about the box office numbers, that could be a huge factor into this.
Yeah, we can look at this is actually the box office numbers for Mando.
Yeah, and in hindsight, this movie had a budget of $165 million at the time of this recording. It opened to 81.6 million opening weekend, which is not like bad.
No, it's pretty good.
This movie's not doing bad at all. And just in comparison to other Star Wars movies, this opened to the lowest Star Wars opening ever. It's opened, I think, like $2 to $4 million shy of what Solo was, and that was at the time the lowest opening, which still that still isn't bad. Like
No.
a movie opening to $80 million is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the time of the recording, this movie has a domestically $142.2 million, internationally $109.2 million internationally, with a grand total of $251.4 million. On a budget of 165, it needs to make at least, I don't know, close to 500 to make a profit. We're at the 250 range. So that's why a lot of people are considering this as like, oh, this movie's not doing well. It also, in its second week, it did have a 70% drop.
Yeah, that's
from
rough.
its first to second week, which was pretty brutal. However, like you're making 250 million worldwide in your second week. That's not bad.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think this movie is doing fine, but it's definitely far removed from the hype that this brand had originally. So yeah. So there you go. 3 out of 5 for me on this. I was a little bit underwhelmed with the overall presence of the Mandalorian Grogu. I think we're very much seeing that it's losing its steam here.
Yeah. It'll be out of theaters pretty soon, probably.
Yeah. Also, what's also crazy is that IMAX was like, yeah, we're going to give some of our showings to Masters of the Universe now. Like, it was supposed to have a strong IMAX premium showing run, and then it was an article got put out that saying, hey, IMAX is pulling some showings, or just pulling Mandalorian Grogu out completely, just so now Master of the Universe can have some time to shine, which was a big deal because like you're kicking out a Star Wars movie because it's not doing as well as you hoped.
Yeah,
so.
IMAX says, Disney, we don't give a fuck about you. Fuck Doomsday, fuck Mando.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But yeah, a little bit disappointed with this one. But I wasn't expecting much, but it just fell short.
Yeah,
like,
fell short of even your low expectations.
Exactly. But all right, that is all we've been watching. So now we're going to be diving into our double feature spoiler review. And the first movie we're going to be talking about is The Backrooms. As we mentioned before, it has first-time director. Where's my losing it? There we go. First-time director Kane Parsons, who is basically started this YouTube. I wouldn't call it a YouTube channel, but he started posting these videos on YouTube about these weird stuffs happening in the back rooms, and then that got the attention of studio heads, or however this may have happened, and now it's turned into a feature film. So Ernesto, we'll start with you. Your thoughts on the Backroom?
Well, you get this like atmospherical liminal horror that's like it's just very unsettling as you go into it. You get like the recorder cam, the 90s recorder cam kind of going different shots going through it. I really enjoyed, I think more than anything, I really enjoyed the horror elements, especially like the figures just moving in and out of frame or just appearing like slightly in the distance. Like the jump scares feel earned, like when the three of them are down there and they're exploring the room and he's going down the shaft and he's running away and then he just gets pulled back down there. But when we go back down there with the other two, like you just see him barely, you just see like a little bit of blood and you see his body just being taken away as opposed to like seeing the full thing of what's happening. So I enjoyed that aspect. I really, really enjoyed it. Just like this creepiness of trying to understand like what this place is and like what it means. But like also that the movie is not just about this horror place. It also is kind of wrapped up in like this human story about like breaking out of the cycles of life so you don't get caught repeating the same patterns. I feel like they did a really, like they found a way to wrap this horror element into telling this human story through our two main leads. Like, you know, you don't get any explanation of what the Backrooms actually are or like how these people get copied or duplicated or who or what started or how it began. It just kind of ends on an ambiguous note. That was like one thing I wish the ending was a little bit more concrete, but after reading some interviews, Keynes Parsons said that like that was on purpose. But for me, like the main strength of this movie was the atmosphere, like the use of peripheral threats and like the spatial anxiety of like going through this place. The endless yellow rooms work well, of like being stagnant, like being like kind of everything repeating, that being stuck in that mental loop of doing the same thing over and over again. And we actually saw that with our main lead where he just accepted who he was. And then that's ultimately what caused him to lead to his death.
I'm going to be honest with you. Probably a hot take.
You didn't like it? You didn't care for it at all?
Most of it, I didn't care for.
Really?
Yeah. I felt like there was a part of me as I was watching. So I watched this in a packed house.
Same.
On a Saturday evening. And I don't go to the movie theaters on Saturday.
Ooh.
It was a moment I could watch it. There was like one seat left in the corner, and I was like, okay, I'll take that one. I was expecting reactions in my theater. Everybody silent. No one said a word, and I was like, damn. I almost came here just to kind of feel what the rest of the crowd's feeling. But for me, and this is where sometimes I have a problem with horror, and this is very funny that now. Naturally, people are comparing this to Obsession, which we'll get later on into this review. However, with the Backroom specifically, and with some horror movies, I know, based off the trailer, there is weird shit happening in an interdimension place.
Yeah.
Like whatever that word is. Like in another place, weird shit's happening. So for the first 10 minutes of this movie, we have this found footage aspect that kind of gets the ball rolling, right? So I think, okay, now we're getting into it. Like we're going right into it. Weird shit's happening from this guy, right? Then we start out. We're building. Instantly shot back down. Now, for me, it was like the movie's like, let's start over with this our main character right here, with Clark, and now we're gonna spend the next 30 minutes just like understanding his life. Before we even go back into the Backrooms. So like we know this exists, but now we have to live it through our main character who is discovering this. It's like, okay, all right, we have a slow buildup. So I know this is happening, but I gotta wait for him to figure it out. So then we get to the point where he figures it out. Then I think the movie started to kick back up again. We got the people to record it. Weird shit's happening. We're going through more weird shit's happening, and then the camera gets picked up from an unknown being. And then it cuts to black, and guess what? We're right back down to the bottom, and we got to do this shit all over again with the therapist. And I was like, God damn, man! It's like, to me, the characters weren't engaging enough. of just like for me to be fully invested into the weird shit that will eventually happen. So I was just bored until we got there. And then we got there, and then I'm trying to like, okay, what's gonna happen next? What weird shit's gonna pop up? What stories are we gonna, what things might be revealed as we get deeper and deeper into the back rooms? And I feel like that, and I'm perfectly fine with the movie not explaining everything. I'm perfectly fine with us not explaining the origins of the back room or like how this came to be. I'm perfectly fine us discovering more and more as we get deeper. I don't need an explanation of that. But I just need, I don't know, motive. And a lot of it was psychological. Like, and then I also just that psychological stuff was unexplained. Like we eventually get back to the therapist. We have to now revisit her discovering, okay, where's my patient? I got to go to the shop. He's on the shop. Go down the stairs. Her get surprised that there's a back room. Her then going further into the situation. Eventually find his crazy ass. And then they sit down and they have to hash it out. And I feel like I just didn't understand his obsession with the backrooms area. And then like they keep explaining, like, look at this guy. I can eat him. They're like, what? What do you mean you can eat him? He's like, he doesn't feel a thing. Who is this guy? Doesn't matter. And it's like, okay, what about this girl? It's like, and then so like there's a lot of that where just like there was just too many unexplained things. And I like, I'm not asking for answers, but you gotta give me something. You gotta give me something to latch on. And I feel like this movie did a lot of not doing that for me. So by the end, where we're just very like ambiguous, where it's like, yeah, well, this backroom has layers, and we're gonna keep going down with these layers, and each layers it's like something oddly different and weird that's on the surface, and eventually we just see her sitting down similarly as she is to the surface, but like I don't know what that meant. Like, what does that mean? Like, I don't know. Like, because I've seen a lot of things online, like, oh, these are just memories. Like, once you go into the back room, it's copying your memories, and like it's a psychological thing, and it's like I don't know, man. And so like I feel like I just ran into a lot of like momentum is being built up for it to like, all right, we're gonna cut off that right there, and then we're gonna revisit this again. And then all of a sudden we see him crazy. Like I would have loved to stay with his point of view. Like I want to see how he got crazy. I want him to I want to understand the back room as he understands the back room through his process. And for me, it would have kept the momentum going if all of a sudden we're through his perspective and you turn the corner and she's like right there. You're like, well, fuck, how did you get here? Like, are you real? Are you just part of his delusion? Or are you like, or did you just happen to walk in here? Then maybe do like a quick flashback after that. But like, I think I just wanted more from this movie, and I just didn't get that explanation that I was looking for.
Yeah. I mean, I get that, but to me, I think it was more about their characters, and it was just in the backdrop of this like supernatural thing as a way for them to like explore their trauma of like going through cycle breaking and not kind of reliving the same thing over and over again. And like, I think the backroom just became like an obsession for him to like latch onto, since he didn't have literally anything else going on in his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I get that. I mean, obviously he was in a really low point in his life. Obviously he got a divorce. He's in therapy. He doesn't really have a home. He's living out of the shop. He's trying to make this work. He sees other people getting more success than he is. And then all of a sudden he discovers this new thing, and then he gets obsessed over it. I get that. That's fine. But to me, it's just like, I need a little bit more than that. Like because also that wasn't really explained. We're just, to me, it's an assumption. It's an assumption that he got obsessed over it. Did he get obsessed over it, or then staying there in the back room just got him more crazy? Like the other things that are in there were just also unexplained. Like to me, even explaining how they got here would have been enough for me. And maybe the movie did that. I just didn't get it. And I feel like there was a lot of that. Like, who are these people? Why aren't they attacking you? Why is this Clark pirate attacking you? How did this form? Was it because of you? Did you create this pirate Clark? Why is it eating you now? Why are the other characters not eating you? Why is it chasing her? Does it want to eat her? And then all of a sudden, like, you're able to kill this thing, maybe, and then you get saved by the people in the hazmat suits, and you're like, who the fuck are they? You're discovering this. This is happening everywhere. Care to elaborate? Credits.
Yeah, it had me. To me, it had me all the way up until like the literal last 5 minutes when you get Mark Duplass's character, who was randomly in this movie. I feel like just at certain points we just cut to his character. It's like you see this newspaper article. He's like, "Oh, let me get the popcorn. Go sit down with the kids." He sees the commercial of Captain Pirate Clark. He's like, "Oh, I know him. Now I know where I know him from." And then you just see him at the end, and it's like, okay. And then like, am I gonna get any answers? Nope. All right. Come back for part 2.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, as we have already stated, this movie very quickly got a part 2 attached to this. This movie did really well in the box office, and I mean, we'll talk about it now. This the Backrooms opened to, funny enough, the same as the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Wow.
Which is nuts when you think about it. This movie had a budget of
is it 10 million? I thought I read somewhere.
10 million. Yeah, hold on. There we go. All right. Yeah, this movie opened, which is crazy to think about. Big budget, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, IP branding, opened to 81 million. And then the Backrooms, A24, 10 mil, word of mouth, and was basically you just had these little YouTube videos to kind of kickstart that. Same amount of money opening. It's fucking nuts, dude.
That's wild.
That's wild. Also, good for A24. It became it had I thought this was crazy. It had 38.4 on opening day. $38.4 million opening day. When I saw that number, I was like, oh my God, this movie's making bank. If you mind going back real quick, the movie had the 4th biggest opening of all time for a horror film, the 2nd biggest opening day for 2026 for any film, and also it already easily broke the biggest opening of all time for A24. The previous record was Civil War at $24 million. And this movie was like, hold my beer, I will take your 24 and quadruple it. And at the time of this recording, this movie has made $89 million domestically, $37.1 million internationally, with a grand total of $126.1 million worldwide. And we haven't even hit its second week yet. That's on a budget of $10 million from a director that's barely 20 years old.
Wild. But I do think, I mean, regardless of the story, I think his elements of horror were effective. And I think that's what, like, besides the lore that's attached to the Backrooms and how many people were invested, I think I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I did. Not to say that the movie's perfect, but there are a lot of elements to enjoy about this film.
I will give it credit. I did very much enjoy its production design.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, mapping out all those different things. I feel like, a lot of times, and especially with horror too, like I feel the same way with slasher movies, where it's like, yes, this guy in a mask is going to kill people. Like, I understand that's the premise of your movie. And then people are going to get scared. And that doesn't do it for me. And also very similar to this movie, I don't just do weird shit to be weird. Like, I need something more. Why is this shit weird? Or why should I be terrified with this? You got to give me something a little bit more than that. And there was a lot of these moments where just like, I'm just going to throw a bird in there because why not? This place is weird. Like, I'm not going to explain any of these doors, these tables, these corridors. Like, it just is. And quite honestly, I would love to know a little bit more, at least I would like to know what the characters are discovering about the Backrooms rather than the Backrooms itself being explained. And I would like to understand their perspective of a character, how they perceive this, because we don't know from Resna's what's her name?
Renate Renesmee.
Thank you. Her character, I don't think she learned anything about the Backrooms. She was just freaked out the entire time, and she wanted to survive, and that was her character. But clearly, Clark understood in his mind the Backrooms, and I think I would like to have understood what he understood. Like, what did he get out of it? And I don't know if that was fully explained. I do felt like he felt at home here. He wanted to stay there. That was very clear. But I don't understand who these people were, like, are surrounding him, or why they like who was picking up the camera. Was at one point him and Pirate Clark were friends? Like was it one of these other people who picked up the camera? That was unexplained. Like, did being in the Backrooms was obsessed enough for you to kill like you're the person who was filming as well? Like, granted, this monster killed the guy, but what about the girl? Like, did you kill her, or did the pirate kill her? And then you're very comfortable of having her head in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like they just skipped over his madness, and that's also frustrated me.
Yeah, that's a good point. That would have been really compelling to see.
But yeah, I feel like I had a lot of issues with this movie, and I just couldn't connect with the overall hype. I think for me, this movie was overhyped.
I could see that. I just think it's refreshingly. It's just different. It's just different. I think the part of the success is that we're just so starved for original content that anything that's weird, like, will just stick out like a sore thumb. Like, oh, it's new, it's weird, it's not attached to this massive IP. Like, oh, this is this is refreshing. This is a reason to go out to the theaters.
Yeah, and also this had a niche following. There were people who were loving it as this came out, and then like, oh, I love these shorts, I love these things on YouTube, I want to see now a movie of this. And I think that brought a lot of weight to that as well.
Yeah.
But also, you mentioned it before, I want to quickly talk about the state of horror right now. Within the last month, we've had what people are comparing back, like the perfect double feature for some people's eyes, and like the growing success of Obsession. And it has crossed $100 million worldwide on a budget of under $1 million. Has now grossed $100 million, and it doesn't seem like to be stopping. It is the only movie since Steven Spielberg's E.T. in 1982 to have had a bigger opening in its second and third weekend than it did in its first opening weekend.
Interesting.
Through positive word of mouth. So like, it opened to 17 million, and I think it then bumped up to like 21, and then in its third week it had 24. The positive word of mouth is infectious with this movie, and we understand why. Like, this movie, like, to me, I loved Obsession. This is another weird horror that worked for me because of its simple premise. Guy likes girl, guy obsessed with girl, cracks wish, makes a wish, then now girl obsessed with him. That's the movie, and that's what we can go off of. I was able to hold on to that aspect of the film, and the rest of the crazy shit that happened is now explained. You get it. And the fact that this is like biggest focus features movie in history is this low budget film of Obsession. The fact that another movie under $10 million from A24 had a record breaking weekend is now the biggest A24 movie opening, or biggest A24 opening. It could be arguably the biggest A24 film ever, depending how the box office goes. And I think it's also crazy that these two movies are basically spearheading the box office. Who knew that two movies that most people probably weren't hyped up about are now leading the charge of the summer season?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I also read somewhere that AMC reported like a 22% increase in traffic of people coming into theaters, and that's a testament to these new original stories that are refreshing enough for people to go, oh wow, that looks different, that looks weird. People are talking about it. Let's go see it. And that's what both of these movies are causing. They're just causing people to head out to the theaters. I think it's just so interesting that it beat out a massive IP of Star Wars.
I mean, I'm not surprised that this movie has like got number one. I'm more surprised that in its second week, The Mandalorian and Grogu could not hold a candle to Obsession.
Yeah.
like Obsession had some small growths over the last 3 weeks. Backrooms had this big opening. So like Backrooms being number 1, I get that. But you couldn't be number 2, Star Wars? You got down to number 3. I mean, like again, you're still making money, but on the grand big scheme of things and the movie world, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's very embarrassing. Like again, Obsession on its 3rd week had 26 million, and the Mandalorian and Grogu in its 2nd week had 25. So now what's even more interesting going into next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have, or coming into this weekend, we have another big IP driven movie, which is Masters of the Universe, your next big action movie. You have Scary Movie, which is a mix between horror and comedy, obviously leaning on the comedy but making fun of horror, which is, I read somewhere that's like, damn, the timing on Scary Movie, imagine if they were able to make fun of Obsession and Backrooms with the success it's been having.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
So I'm very curious with like those 2 new movies coming in, how it holds up against the Backrooms and Obsession, because it looks like nothing's stopping these 2 movies from making all of the money. And we already know that Backrooms is getting a sequel. So coming off of that, I really hope that some more explanations are going on. I know they said that Kane Parsons is looking for other writers to kind of flesh out this to becoming a franchise. Yeah. And I'm very curious on what this franchise would look like. Which happens in sequels all the time. Like you have like a good solid foundation with the first movie, and then the sequels kind of expand on the lore. And now either make or break your franchise after that. But overall, final thoughts, 5-star ratings on Backrooms.
So I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I think even though I didn't really care for the ambiguous ending, I think that this style of horror really worked on me. Like it just like that unsettling feeling of when you're walking through the rooms of seeing something like kind of following you. I just think that he set it up so like he did a great job on setting that up. My issue was just the ending. So I'm gonna go 3.5.
And for me, just how I felt, I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
A 2.5? Damn.
Yeah.
All right, so let's meet at 3.
We're meeting at 3. As far as our official box office bingers rating, it's a 3. But like for me, I need some more meat on them bones, Ernesto. I need something to lash on to. Like I can't help but to like include in my rating like how I felt during the movie and walking out of the movie. I just felt extremely underwhelmed. This movie was extremely hyped for me. However, upon a rewatch, that opinion could change. Give me a few months removed from the movie, even if a sequel comes out, let me rewatch it. A second viewing can change my opinion. There's a lot of factors at play. I'm just not in the majority of people who like walked out of there be like, oh my God, what the fuck did I just watch? It's like, I knew I was going to get weird shit. I knew that from the beginning, but I need some context on this weird shit. I don't need everything to explain, just need a little something. And I don't think the characters were enough for me. I don't think I was ever invested into the characters. So that's the reason for me. But I appreciate it for other things. I think the horror elements were interesting. The weirdness, all the weird stuff was also interesting. The Backrooms itself, the production design was very cool to look at. Yeah. I wish we explored more in the Backrooms. I feel like we spent a lot of time out of it, and I would prefer more time in it as well.
I get that. So. All right.
So there you go. That's our thoughts on Backrooms. And now for our last spoiler review of the week, which is our foreign film of the month, which is No Other Choice, a snubbed for the Oscars this year, a South Korean film. Ernesto, your thoughts on No Other Choice? So
we get this comedic, dark comedy thriller about this laid off executive who basically crosses every moral line to like try to reclaim his old life, only to find that like the system has basically replaced him. That's basically like what the movie's about. So like off rip, I thought the opening was really cool. It's like it kind of made you seem very hopeful. It's like, oh, they gave me an eel. Like we're living this perfect life. Here's a barbecue. We bought the house we grew up in. My wife is doing tennis lessons. My daughter is like this savant in the cello. And then you slowly see the rug be pulled from under him when you realize, oh, they gave you that because they're firing you. Like, to me,
Yes.
that was just so painful. And then you just see those things slowly get pulled away from him. The house, the dogs, all his family comforts, his status, all of it just gets stripped away, and he just becomes this unemployed man. I really enjoyed this strong reoccurring theme of the title of the movie. Like, we hear it, we saw it being said so many other times that I have no other choice. I have no other choice. It shows up with the other applicant. The one guy is like, well, paper is all I know. Like, I don't have any other choice. Like, I can't go work in your dad's cafe, or can't work in your cafe because I only know paper. When his wife was suggesting like an alternate route, like seeing another path forward as opposed to being stuck in this thing, like not thinking that like you could be stuck there. So, but I there's a couple other ones, and I just thought that it was really interesting that he found a way to take that theme and kind of expand it throughout the whole movie, and it kind of work throughout the narrative. I thought the third death was pretty brutal. I mean, they were all pretty bad, but to me, that one was like, he gets this guy pissed drunk, and then he buries him neck deep, wraps his head in saran wrap, pokes a hole. He shoved something. I don't know what the fuck he shoved down his throat.
I think it was a pig.
Was
or some
it?
sort of, I think some sort of meat, like uncooked meat.
That's what it, yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, it was like pink. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
And then shoves vodka to wash it down, and then wraps his mouth again in saran wrap. I just thought, like, out of all of them,
with him vomiting inside.
That's right.
The saran wrap.
What a really, really fucked up way to go. Like, it was just so visceral. Like, it's an image that's like, it's really, really hard to forget. And it's just interesting to see like how where we started and how we escalated. Like, he couldn't even, in the very beginning, he couldn't even drop that pot on that guy, or going through all of that to try to shoot the first guy. He ended up just shooting the second guy. Like, he kind of built up to this thing. He hesitated, and then he ended up shooting him anyway. And then you get to the last guy, and it's like the darkest shit you've ever seen. Or even so much as the second guy, he like puts him in the greenhouse and like chops him up and puts him as. He didn't chop him up, right?
No,
but he was going to. Oh, that's right. That's right.
He was going to. He didn't have the nerve to do it, and then instead, like, he took all the wiring that he would use for a bonsai tree and basically just like folded this guy up into a ball, put him in a bag, and then buried him.
Yeah, and I thought what was really ironic is that after all this killing, he gets the job, only to find out that it's heavily AI automated. And that his first task is to firing more people who won't have any other choice, like literally restarting the cycle of the thing that got him there. But for me, like, the ending was dark. Like, he gets his life back. He gets his life back after the killings with no punishment or no real resolution. Like, you just, like, I finished the movie. I go, oh, so bad people do win sometimes. Like, that was like my main takeaway. Like, oh, bad shit happen. Bad people do bad shit and they get away with it, and we just move on. Right?
And there was a lot of like satire in this movie. A lot of like satirical commentary on the workforce, how we're being treated by big corporations. And what I found really interesting is that he took a long time for his first kill. And like, he was trying to get the courage to do it. And then the fourth, I thought it took a wild turn for me. He's like, oh, I'm just going to kill the guy who has my job now. And then that's what the pot was. He was about to drop it on that guy's pot. And then he's like, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. I'm not the only person who's going to be applying for this. I'm going to start this fake company and get all these applicants sent to me so I know who the best candidates are, and then eliminate the people who I think will probably get the job before me. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
The fuck? And then the whole rest of this movie is him killing the two people he felt like would take his job, as well as the person who currently has it. And then after all those three people are dead, he's like, now I'm the only likely choice that people are going to that the corporation's going to hire based on my credentials, his resume.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, he was right. First of all, like he ended up getting the job, but the lengths he was willing to go to was crazy to me. To me, like the movie started off very whimsical and very
Yes.
quirky. Whimsical isn't the right word. Quirky is. It's very quirky. It was like, oh look at me, honey, I have this eel. Like we're gonna eat this. The company, I must be really doing a great job.
Yeah.
And like you can tell he's very happy, he's very motivated, he has the perfect life. And then as soon as he loses a job, and what I found really interesting about that is that they made this point where it's like, I've been doing this job for 25 years. I've bled for this company. I've kind of, and like all these different companies, like all these paper companies were kind of going and moving into automation. And for him, and I think that what I really took away a lot from this movie was that the devotion that you've served for this one organization for so long, it became your identity. You didn't know anything else. Like your one skill set is doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's gone, there's like, okay, we'll have a few short months, we'll pick right back up and you get a new job. And it showcases that it's not always that easy. Like when you're trained to do something for so long, the only thing you feel like you can do is that one thing. And so then when you're trying to find another job that has equal value, well, they're not going to hire you because they're like, oh, I work for this paper company. It's like, that's great. Anything else? Like, that's about it. So like, you're not qualified for anything else. So then you start going over for the other jobs that are like low paying and low level. And you feel like you're above that because like you've worked for this company, you worked your way up for so long. So now they're working at grocery stores, doing all these little odds and ends job, and it's just not fulfilling anymore. Or you have the other opposite end where people are just not working in general because they feel like that the only thing they're good at is that one job, and they don't feel like they can be good at anything else. Or not even going to try.
Yeah, they feel like they don't have no other choice. Like this is it, because they're only meant to do this one thing instead of like being adaptable and kind of like being able to mold yourself into what is needed at the time. And that's just like, you got to keep up. Unfortunately, like a lot of us, you got to keep up with progress. AI is and automation is going to take over a lot of jobs. It's going to, this is things that it's a very true story to a lot of people in the world. Like we don't know what the AI revolution is going to bring. Like we don't know what that's going to do to the workforce. We're already kind of seeing it with a lot of different jobs, but this was an exploration of like what happens when those people who lose their jobs due to AI or technology, like what do they go to now?
Also true. And clearly, like you can see his descent to madness within that process of trying to figure out, like, well, what do I do now? Like for him, he's like, well, my job still exists. They just gave it to somebody else, and now he kind of more or less became a serial killer.
Yeah.
To like, I'm doing this for my family. I don't have any other choice. Like this is the only choice I have to support my family. And granted, you should not have resorted to killing people. However, like it just shows a testament of like other people around you were like, just get another job. Like just don't sit in your ass, like get another job. And for him, this was work. He's like, I am working. I'm killing these people so I can get the job, so I can get the interview. His wife thought at some point that he was interviewing this whole time. And then there's like some infidelity involved and all that, but that was obviously never happening. But like she thought that he was cheating on him, but he was actually also in the line of like going for job interviews. But then he was just like plotting out his kills.
Yeah.
And you can tell that he was getting more and more confident after each kill was happening, which I think you brought up a really good point because I didn't really think about that in that moment. So I don't know. I think this movie showcased a lot of themes of like desperation. And like what the lengths he was willing to go to secure what he felt like was his, even though the company kind of gave him a severance package and have him go along his way. What I also found interesting with the first kill, however, was that a lot of the similarities between him and the first kill, like his first victim, I guess. Because even his wife was like, get off your ass, get a different job. Like, it doesn't have to be this job. And he's like, there was no other choice. And they're basically experiencing the exact same thing, going about it in different yet similar ways.
Well, he was almost jealous of him. He's like, you have this whole other option that you can go to, and like you're not even exploring it. He's almost like, I wish that I had a grocery store that I could fall back on instead of like this being the thing that I feel like I have to do.
Which is crazy because he was like yelling at him for like, get off your ass, get another job. It's like, bro, like, look in the mirror, man.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, what are you doing right now? You're about to murder this man. And then also there was like this weird thing with his wife who was like, again, the parallels with like, he probably felt like his wife was cheating on him because the guy that he was about to kill's wife was cheating on him.
Yeah.
And so like he's projecting something that's very similar to him onto his family. And then you realize his wife is definitely devoted to the cause. Like you can definitely tell that she found the dead body in the lawn, like in the yard, and she's like, I'm fully committed.
It's like, you got another job? We're gonna figure it out.
And then eventually taking a very dark turn where like I feel like it's one thing to like murder people to make sure that you get what you want, but it was another thing of how he killed these people and what he was doing afterward. Yeah. Because then to me that's another level of psychotic. Like he was really like almost leaning into the whole thing. Like he knew very quickly what he had to do to hide the body and to hide everything he needed to. Obviously, he left some crumbs, but nothing that really connected back to him. The police was involved, but it was also funny. There was a really funny bit there where, like, at the time that he was committing the second murder, his son was like stealing cell phones, and then the cops came to the door looking for the son. He thinks it's for him, and then there's the dead body still in the trunk of the car, and then they're literally driving to the police station with a dead body in the car. I wish they kind of had more fun with the car stuff in that moment as he was in the police station. They kind of forgot about it, and then they were like kind of like telling off the other guy, the other kid's dad, to like your son ratted my son out. Or like, and then also she took off her bra so you can see her chest underneath her shirt. But what was that? Was that supposed to be like?
She was like coming on to him to like drop this whole thing. Like, like what do I need to do to make sure my son's okay? Yeah.
But then the husband came into play and was like, fuck you. You're going to do, my son's innocent. I have dirt on you. And also you're not buying my house. So I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
He regained confidence with each murder that he committed. He was like, I'm one step closer to getting my job back.
I'll be there. Don't worry.
But then also, to your point, at the very end of the movie, the job ended up being just pushing buttons, making sure that the AI and the automation is running smoothly. Like kind of replacing all of the other jobs that was once there before. But you said that his job was to fire people. I don't think he ever fired anybody.
Well, he didn't, but they said your first action is going to be to get rid of all the staff while we roll out this AI.
Oh, I think I missed that part. So like we had like a flash forward then of him doing that, and then all the automation came into play. Yeah, I understand. Okay, then also equally as brutal. But then like, okay, his life's coming back. They got the dogs back. Obviously they're doing tennis lessons again. Like everything was back to normal. Like he achieved his goal.
Yeah, and then it just fucking ends.
It just ends. I was fine with the ending, but I don't disagree with you. It was a very dark ending.
I mean, I think that was the point. And I think obviously that was the point.
Yeah, like also like the lengths he was willing to go through to get what he wanted. But then also what does that leave him with? An empty room full of automation. Like he lost a lot, and a lot of people lost a lot during that time. I do want to ask you the question though, because this movie was snubbed for an Oscar, most likely for Best International Feature. I have the list here. I think I know what you're going to say, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If there was a movie that you could have swapped out Well, first of all, do you feel like this movie should have been nominated for the Oscars?
I think it should have been nominated. Yes.
If there was a movie you're going to replace, and I'm going to say them here. If there's a movie you're going to take out to replace it, which movie would that be? One, you have the winner, which was Sentimental Value, that won for Best International Feature. The other movies that were nominated was A Secret Agent, It Was Just an Accident, Surat, and The Voice of Hin Rajib.
Obviously, it's Surat. Like,
yeah, okay, all right.
Okay, you already know.
I already know.
Like this movie was way better than that. Like, but
Yeah.
I think just the way they were able to explore this central theme, like even though they're from South Korea, like these are things that we're dealing with worldwide, and I think that's why it resonated with so many different people.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. And honestly, I think we had a lot more takeaways with It Was Just an Accident than we did with Surat. But
Even the voice of Hin Rajib, like that movie was so fucking good.
That movie was so good. But I feel like if anyone deserved the noms, like as we quickly talk about, a few, the Oscar stuff, like Sentimental Value, The Secret Agent, and The Voice of Hin Rajib, I feel like deserved the nominations. And I feel like the interchangeable ones was It Was Just an Accident and Surat. Like both movies offered their own, themes and stuff like that. But I feel like this movie was much stronger than those two, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think this was, after watching it, 100% snubbed.
Yeah.
For the Oscar. But with that, your final thoughts and your 5-star rating.
I think this movie was great. I read some interview that the directors was like the no other choice was like that line was central to the film. And I could see that. We saw that play out in so many different ways throughout the film.
Yeah.
And it's like a critique of how people and society use that no other choice to avoid responsibility of their life. We saw that with the AI automation was amplified to reflect current job fears. And then like the main character starting relatable and then gradually numbing himself and going down like this moral descent and becoming like this psycho person. But I think it's a great look at like capitalism, like kind of masculinity, because like he was the head of the household and now he has to like succumb to like whatever his wife wants, and like how that led to his moral compromise.
And I feel like his wife was the one that was doing most of the work.
Yeah.
Like, all right, like, hey, this is our money situation. We're below on bills. We're gonna have to sell we have to take away the dogs. That costs money. We have to cancel our Netflix. I have to stop taking tennis lessons. Like the values were very clear of what we had to do to survive.
Yeah.
And that part of which was like, we have to cut down to one car. We have to, potentially sell the house. Like, and he's like, no, well, this is, I work so hard for the families. Like, well, then get a fucking job.
Yeah.
Then
go work.
Like,
where's that work?
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like that she was the one that was trying to keep this family afloat, even to the point of like committing to her husband's actions at the end of the day.
Yeah. She's like, well, I guess this is what I'm here for. I guess I'm here for this.
Yeah.
But I think as far as my 5-star review, I'm going to go 4.5.
Yeah, I can meet you there at a 4.5. I think the story was very strong. A lot of strong themes that we were able to talk about here and kind of connect with. I think you're right. It is a central story that anyone can connect with about losing a job and like the lengths you're willing to go to preserve what you had, like the life that you want to hold on to. And also, the no other choice. I think you're right. That was like a crutch of like holding on to your responsibilities, not willing to adapt.
Yes.
Sticking to the old ways without like, hey, this part sucks, is almost inevitable. But now how are you going to react to this change? And clearly this guy reacted in a very psychotic nature.
Yeah.
But I think there was a lot going for this movie. And I really did, like, at the end of the day, like, even sometimes, like, I felt like it ran a little long. It was like almost 2.5 hours. We could have trimmed off a little bit of this movie. However, by the end of it, it left me thinking a lot about its theme and the story and what the messages this movie had to say. And I can applaud a movie anytime it can do that, where it's like, it took us a minute to get there, but I'm still thinking about this movie right now. You know what I mean? So, like, I think it had a lot to say there. But yeah, I can definitely meet you at a 4.5 on that.
So yeah.
So there you go. That's our spoiler review of Backrooms. That's our spoiler review of our foreign film of the month of No Other Choice. And that is all the show we have for you guys this week. As always, you can catch us on our social media channels on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok at Box Office Bingers, our X and Letterboxd page at Box Office Binger, and our Threads and Instagram page at Box Office_Bingers. The fun doesn't stop here. It continues on all of our social media channels. So be sure to keep each one of those a follow. You can see all of our movie reviews on our Letterboxd page, as well as we'll tell you what's new to streaming every Friday. We'll give you the box office numbers every Sunday. Ernesto, what the lovely folks can look forward to next week?
Next week, I believe we are going to have another double feature. We got 2 big movies coming out this weekend. Got Masters of the Universe, and we also have Scary Movie 6. I'm looking forward to both because I think both look good. But I'm really looking forward to Scary Movie 6. I think that we need more spoof movies in our society. I think that's what we need. We just need people to make fun of everything. We need people to make fun of stuff again. So that's really what I'm hoping. I think that hopefully this is what this movie does.
We need good spoof movies.
Yeah, I agree.
Not just any spoof movies. We need good ones. But I think like The Naked Gun and what was the other one that came out not too long ago? Another one that was a similar vibe, like paving the way for like these type of comedies to come back. I thought there was one more, if I'm not mistaken. I know Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, what's a few years ago that has a similar vibe of like spoofing and making fun of it. But I thought there was another one, but the most recent one was definitely The Naked Gun.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which we both loved. I thought they were both
great,
fantastic. It was a
fantastic.
really funny movie. But yeah, I'm really really interesting on the comedy for Scary Movie. But also with Master of the Universe, I was sold by the trailer. I'm not a Master of the Universe at all, like fan at all. Like I know nothing about this. They're just like I know of the toy brand. I know of the cartoons. I never watched any of it, but just like looking at the trailer, and I was like, this could be like a good time.
Yeah.
Honestly, if this is Dungeons and Dragons, like the movie with Chris Pine, if it's like that and that vibe and it's fun and it's just like great adventure, that's the movie I'm looking for.
Yeah,
give me that movie. But yeah, so you can look forward to those reviews next week, and that is all the show we have for you guys this week. We'd like to thank each and every one of you for listening to us talk about movies. We really do appreciate it. Come back next week for more movie fun. You're not going to regret it. And for that, I've been your host, Matt Diaz.
Ben Ernesto Santos. See ya.